fuck it. They can see us now, so we're doing this.
All right, full send.
Full send.
Are you gonna play our music first, or am I playing his music first?
No, just play his music. I really only do our intro and posts nowadays.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's do it.
Because I'm a lazy cuck. Yep. Is my fucking dogs going?
Are they?
Yeah.
Is that our fault?
So we're playing all 17 minutes of this, right?
Yeah, sure, why not?
The full zebra.
So Ross, if we get a copyright violation on this live stream, you can take it down, right?
It's my tune. It's okay.
They're gonna be like, oh well, you know, you have copyrighted music from Ross Miller. It's like, yeah, he's on the fucking episode.
I think it's gonna be okay.
I think he's okay with it.
We haven't been taken down yet, so. My friggin' arm is killing me.
Is it?
Ooh. Do you do any of the guitar work or any of that kind of stuff?
Absolutely not. I let people who actually know stuff do that.
So should I just like record a bitchin' electric guitar solo and send it to Ross for his next bit?
Yeah. Bitchin'?
Bitchin'. I still have never gotten the amplifier behind me up all the way up to, it goes to 12. I think the loudest I ever had it was like maybe a 5.
Why would you ever need to?
Dude, I had it at a 5
12 out of 10.
unmiked. I had it at a 5 unmiked when we played Jillian's. And it was fucking knocking me off the stage. This thing is crazy. It's just gonna explode. If I turn it up to 11, it's gonna be like, dude, and you see mushroom cloud. Like. Oh my god, we have all of the 6 plus 3 watching. Look at us go.
Wow.
Never mind, one just left.
Free marches.
One of them just like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck it. Oh, now we're talking.
Just chuck it up a couple of BPM and it makes it more fun.
Sam in the chat says, hi Ross, what are you doing here with these 2 reprobates?
I don't know.
Hey, listen here, Sam.
I don't know who Sam is, but
I fucking resemble that remark, all right? You chill your fucking goats. Apparently we got 30 seconds on this. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I guess I'll just like rip the track for the intro. I don't know what we're going to do in the audio edit.
I have it, so I can.
I'll do something cool. It's your turn to edit anyway.
That's fine. I actually bought his CD, so I own it. Do whatever I want, man.
Literally, he can now print it as many times as he likes and sell it for less.
Exactly. I'm gonna be out on the street corner hawking his
Hawking Ross Miller CDs.
Ross's new rap album.
Yeah. He's no Julian J, but he'll do. All right, you ready, boys?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, everyone. My name is Josh. Welcome to the Chanter Rant podcast. With me, as always, is my bearded co-host, Mr. Andy Fusco.
That is I.
And guess what?
What, Josh?
I'm going to say some bad words today.
Are you?
I am. Yeah. So everyone has 5
Wait,
seconds.
Ross, you didn't invite any kids to this, did you today?
Yeah, I was about to say, you didn't invite any of your students, I hope.
I hope not.
So everyone has 5 seconds to go listen to something else. That's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fucking shit, cunt ya!
Fuck, nut butter, semi.
Listeners can review the show on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Spotify, fucking everywhere you get podcasts. You can send us emails and voicemails to be played on air. We do have a couple today. Like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or if you're Australian, Snapchat. Check out the Chanter Rant store at chanterrant.com. And this episode is brought to you by our patrons. Those lovely people who went to patreon.com/chanterrant, signed up. We are still in free March right now, so all the live streams for March have been free, but if you like this and you want to do it again next week, $5, bitch.
Right.
Yeah.
And we have a new patron this
We
week.
do. Yeah,
This
we have a
month,
new
this week.
patron. Shout out to Adam Carey.
I think he's an old patron.
I don't know if he wanted his full name, but guess what? Now your pipe major knows that you
Now
listen
you're
to-
fucked.
Yeah, now your pipe major knows you listen to Chanter Rant. You're fucked. Last but not least, invite your friends. Fuko.
Yes, Josh.
You know what really makes my Roke super woke?
What's that, Josh?
Finishing off Free March with a fantastic piper, the 2019 BBC Trad Musician of the Year finalist or winner? Finalist.
You didn't win? Yeah, you.
We'll say I came joint second with the other 6 finalists, other 5
Perfect.
finalists.
So he's one of 6 finalists, Ross Miller. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Hello. I'm fine, very well.
It's good to see you, man. I promise I won't hang up on you this time.
That's good, yes. Over a year since that happened.
I mean, I assume that's why you kept us on the back burner so long, was because you were still a little incensed. For me, I just, this is too many beards for one episode.
That's actually
I
why
was trying to squeeze some more out because I knew I was coming on.
I wore this shirt for you today. This is actually a Team Ross shirt. Here, I meant to cover that part up.
Oh, yeah. We just, should we put that in the store where it's Team Andy? We just cross it off,
and put Ross.
add glasses, and it's Team Ross.
I like it.
So it's good to see you, brother. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm fine, yes. Doing away here in Glasgow. Surviving. Just about, yes.
Just licking doorknobs.
Nothing much to... Not particularly... Yes, exactly. Not much particularly to report because we've not been allowed to do anything for a year. So.
You guys are still like full on inside, not allowed to do anything. Nothing.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, Glasgow's been in I guess what you would call lockdown since maybe October.
Right.
Fuck.
Is that helping at all? I haven't heard anything about the UK and their numbers.
Not at all. I think in Scotland it actually hospital numbers and things are down, but and deaths have halved in the last week or something, which is great. But yeah, that's been since God knows how long. So,
I mean, I don't know if COVID can be sexually transmitted, but have you guys considered vaccinating the sheep first?
Dude, that's so.
Only in Aberdeen, perhaps.
Dude, that was so lowbrow. You should do better than that. Come on.
We're in Chanter Rant. What the fuck? What do you think we do here?
Oh my god, we went right for the sheep joke. It's the Scotland sheep joke. Oh my god.
What do you think we do on this
4
show?
minutes in.
That's a good point.
So where do you want to start, Sco?
Well, let's see. Shit. What do we do so far? Okay, so why don't we just get the first thing out of the way, and then we can go into happy times.
That's yeah. We got some very unfortunate news this past week.
Yeah. So as everybody that's in the pipe band world probably knows by now, Mickey Daly passed away. A week ago now or so?
Very rapidly, yeah.
And it's quite unfortunate. Mickey was a big friend and fan of the show, of our show, and everybody's show, I suppose.
Raging alcoholic, great piper.
Yeah, great piper, raging alcoholic. That's why he likes us, apparently.
Good friend.
So we just, I don't want to take up too much time with this. Rab did a wonderful job
Rab
on
did
this show.
Rab did a superb job. If you haven't listened to the most recent episode of the Big Rab Show, you definitely should.
Right. But I just want to tell a couple stories and how we knew Mickey, and then I have a audio of him, I guess, because this isn't a podcast. But so Mickey was a great guy. He liked us, I think, originally because of our YouTube channel, because the podcast didn't exist when we first
met him. Yeah.
So and so he came to Vegas 2 years ago, 2018, I believe it was,
something like that.
Him
Yeah.
and his and Shelley, and. Unfortunately, so originally we met him in 2017 when we were at the Worlds. So what happened was, we've told the story, but I was was it the Lord Todd or we met him somewhere.
It was Todd's bar. You were blacked the fuck out, sucking face.
Correct. I was incredibly blacked out. I have no recollection of meeting him. I've never actually met him because I don't remember it, other than the internet. So, he came up to us and talked to us. I don't remember this at all. Of course, you hung out with him at that time.
Yeah,
and
we hung out.
Like a year later, he came to Vegas, and then I happened to go to New York, so I didn't see him again. Like you guys hung out.
Yeah,
with him.
yeah. Me and Daniela from the Pipe Gang.
Right, correct. So, but Mickey was a great guy. He would contact me via the internet. He was making reeds. He was experimenting with 3D printing drone reeds. So he'd like send me like, "Hey, check this out. I recorded this. What do you think of the sound?" I'm like, "What the fuck do I know?"
Yeah.
But it was just fun to talk to him. And every once in a while, hed call me drunk at like midnight
That was a common occurrence. A common occurrence was you'd get like the 3 a.m. drunk Facebook call, and you're like, "What are you doing, man?"
From him and Shelley, they're like, "Hey, we're coming out to Vegas again." I'm like, "Bring it!" And then of course COVID happened, which sucked. They were actually supposed to come out, I believe.
Yeah, I believe they were going to come out this year.
But anyway, Mickey was a great guy. We really enjoyed him. It's really sad. It was really quick, and it makes you think he was 40 years old, and just happens out of nowhere. So, take advantage of. I just want to say, take advantage of the people in your life and appreciate them while they're here, because you never fucking know, man.
Yeah.
And I want to play a little bit of Mickey playing jig. I suspect this is probably from his Veil days. I don't know. It sounds like the ending sounds like something from a medley, but. It's pretty cool, and he was a hell of a player and really enjoyable guy. So
awesome, man! Send it.
there he is. So just a drink to Mickey, man. Salud.
Cheers.
So on to the good stuff.
With that being done, back to dick jokes.
And Ross's love life.
Wait, Ross has a love life?
No, from what I hear.
Oh. Well, he said he's at his girlfriend's place.
Right, exactly. She's asleep. He just finished doing the dishes.
So we can talk about his whole like Batman mask fetish thing, right? We can do that now.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because she can't hear. He's got his earphones in.
Actually, that's a good question, Ross. Does your girlfriend have anything to do with the pipe band world?
Not if she can help it.
Right. Is she supportive? Does she hate it? Is she, or
No, she's very supportive.
That's cool.
She play. Oh, she's a musician herself, so.
Oh, perfect.
She kind of gets it, but obviously pipe bands is not particularly the same as any kind of other musician thing in the actual real world.
This is one of those things I will never understand: is musicians dating musicians. Like,
Why?
There's so much more security in dating someone with a real job.
That's a good point.
Like,
that's my dream, man.
Yeah, I mean,
date somebody with a real job.
You gotta, dude, Fusco, we'll get you. Here's the problem. The problem is your cock leads you astray.
Oh my God, does it ever?
Because you want the tatted pinups in their 20s,
right?
And realistically, for a roof over your head, you need to start cougar hunting.
Yes, you're absolutely right. But I just can't seem to grow up out of that phase of.
It's gonna be less seemly when you're like 60 and you're still at the HT, trying to pick up on fucking 20-year-olds.
Hey, I'll go as long as I can. I don't know.
I'll
never give up.
He's gonna do his best Branson. He's gonna have like a fucking 3 buttons unbuttoned shirt. He's gonna dye his hair blonde. And be like, hey, you ever fucked in a dorm?
I'm sure I'll have upgraded by then. That's 20 years from now. Maybe not. Who knows?
But yeah, no, it's interesting. Okay, so unlike Callum Beaumont, Ross Miller has a girlfriend, so that's putting him, one stage above our last guest.
Correct.
Yeah. By the way, thanks for coming on the show, Callum, if you're listening.
I'm sure he's not. But thank you. Yeah, it was awesome having Callum on. He was wonderful. And Seamus, of course. He was also on, and that's getting good reviews.
Yeah. I feel like we don't have to book anyone for April, right? Like, we've just honeypotted everyone.
we've called in all our favors, to be quite
honest. We called it every favor. Sign up for Patreon. April will have Voldemort.
There you go.
But yeah, free March continues. This is actually the last broadcast of Free March. So if you've enjoyed this month of watching the show live, patreon.com/Chanter Rant. Go check it out, man. $5 and you can fucking just chill with us every Saturday and watch us either get it right or completely fuck it up. Usually the first one.
Yeah. And next month we're doing we're doing a whole women's thing.
Is it all women next month?
I'm fully on board.
I only saw 2 of the... Are you going to wear your shirt? Are you going to wear your Pay the Women shirt? Yeah. I only saw 2 of the scheduling things he sent me. So who else we got?
I'm still working on it. Oh. So we have... are we ready to announce? I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Okay. Send it.
So next week we have a very lovely young lady by the name of Isla Stout coming on. I saw her. This is how this came about. She plays guitar and sings. I was like, fuck yeah. Get her in. And also plays pipes, of course. Hell of a player. Not too bad to look at either. So I was like, hey, let's try this out. You know what I mean? Ross, what do you think? I used the show as my potential hitting on chicks, basically. But so that's
well, and I used to get frustrated when you would hit on female guests on air, but it's great comedy because you're so bad.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's why I do it. It's friggin' funny.
It's hilarious for everyone else.
It never works out, but it's goddamn funny when they inevitably shoot me down.
On the Fusco family crest in Latin, it says "swing and a miss."
Exactly. Oh, that's Fusco's for you. Let me tell you.
I don't know what else do we have to get. We can get through news and updates pretty quickly. Chanter Rant is officially partially COVID free.
We are halfway there.
We're halfway there. Whoa. We're halfway there.
Sorry, totally took a second.
I can hear your brain computing.
We were out drinking pretty hard last night.
Yeah,
Everything's really slow.
It was a long night. But yeah, we got shots, baby.
Yeah, we got our first shots.
Shots. Everybody, fuck you, UK. We got shots.
And we're nobody's, Ross, and we got our shots. How you?
Yeah,
a person
I feel sad about that.
The trick is you have to wear a cowboy hat and an AR-15 into the fucking vaccination place.
That's because America, baby. We just I don't know. How
we need to add just America fuck yeah to your soundboard. Just every now and then it's like America fuck yeah.
That'll annoy the shit out of the Canadians. That'll be great.
But yeah, so that's great news. That's why I am in a fucking fog because I got mine like 2 hours ago.
Yeah. I got mine yesterday. My arm is killing me.
Yeah. So getting through other bullshit news and updates. Discord should join it. The Facebook group is not long for this world.
No, it's
I get so many community violation notices on that fucking thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
I wonder if it's Rob or Stefan.
I wonder who, or what's his name, the Canadian guy. Fuck, I'm drawing a blank. He's gonna kill me.
James.
There's a few guys. Ross, are you aware of our private Facebook group where we just say horrible stuff? Well, we don't.
We don't do shit, dude. But it's like the nastiest memes I've ever seen in my life.
It's pretty awful.
I am not actually. That sounds hilarious.
Yeah, I'll add you in, and then you will probably promptly remove yourself.
Yeah. Let's see how long Ross lasts when Rob starts like fucking hitting on him and.
Dude, it's just. It's just sick. I encourage everyone to go to our Discord. Chanterrant.com/Discord is the link.
It's way cleaner.
It's well, I mean, not for long, but like a lot of the Facebook trolls are too old to understand how Discord
That's what
works.
I was thinking. Rob has no idea how to use
So,
Discord.
so it's like a little more civil.
Just a little.
Fucking Honey Boo Boo joined the Discord because he's like, well, you know, me fucking band's got me fucking doing the Discord. And I was like, okay, cool, man. He's like, so I might as well join yours. I was like, all right, cool. Here's the link. Like, you can join up. And he's like, how does this work? I'm like, Google it. Like, I'm not.
Dude, he's young. He should.
Motherfucker, I'm not your tech support. Like, you fucking figure it out.
He's a reasonably. Well, maybe not. Never mind.
He's a reasonably tech-savvy truck driver from bumfuck Australia.
Great piper, wonderful truck driver.
Phenomenal composer.
Yeah, terrible at computers.
Not enough. I don't think Honey Boo Boo gets enough credit for composition because he's
composition
written.
Composition.
He's written some things that I think are just they fucking slap.
He does, yeah.
Store ad. Chanterrant.com. That's our store, and there's a new hat that we should order 2 of for sure.
I ordered you one.
Oh, you are just. Did you get a medium?
I did. I got the smaller one. You like the smaller one or the bigger one?
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
Yeah.
You were such a good friend.
Yeah, it's coming within a few days. I didn't get myself one yet. I wanted to get a different T-shirt, so I ordered myself a T-shirt.
Cool, man. And then I think we're gonna do a summer collection. I want to make a Chanter Rant Hawaiian T-shirt. I don't know what it's gonna be like, but
you've been talking about that for years with a bunch of little chanters all over it and stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild.
Can we get chanters and then Ross's face, like when he makes that face?
Which face is he gonna make? Wait. Give us a freeze frame. I'll save it.
Ross is like the happiest piper I've ever seen. Like when he's jamming,
dude. Okay, before we get into the rest of the bullshit.
We'll
No. Before we get into the rest of the bullshit, one of my favorite things about Ross, and like when I see his videos, because I'm a fucking total YouTube troll. I watch all of his shit on YouTube. He genuinely is just having a great fucking time every time I see him playing.
Yeah, it does look like it. Yeah,
like he's just like he's just shredding. Like it kind of. I mean, Fred Morrison's the same way. Like Fred Morrison, fucking. You can tell he's having a great time.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the players you see, especially like at the upper tiers, they're doing a solo performance or they're doing an ensemble performance, and they look like they are holding in a turd the size of a keg.
Looks like they're doing like a solo at an opera house.
Like they're doing Kegels while they're playing. And then you get guys like Ross or guys like Fred, and they're just like, fuck yeah, dude. They're just jamming it. They're just having a good time.
You know, all we got to do next is get Ross on one of those mini kilts, and then he'll be perfect. He can join the goddesses. And
Yeah. We could definitely do that. So, Ross, real quick, do you dress left or dress right? Because our mini kilt order for you is going to be dependent on this.
Both.
That thing must be huge.
We need to know like is a 9-inch mini kilt not going to cover the business?
I think that'll be more than adequate.
He is Scottish after all. Come on.
So we should make a new scale.
Cold.
It's cold too.
We should make a new scale where it's like you could tell how big someone's cock is in piping by how good they are. Because if they're great, pequeño,
little wiener.
If they're a shit service band member playing Rakes of Mallow super confidently, that's got to be just a hanger, right? Like
you think?
Yeah.
And then there's Angel.
Yeah, Angel beats everybody. It doesn't matter. Yeah, that's. No, nobody needs to. Nobody's self-esteem needs to come toe to toe with crossing the streams with Angel like you did on St. Patty's.
Do we actually tell that story?
I don't know if we did.
So check this out, Ross. We're playing on St. Patrick's Day last week or whenever. Yeah, last week, right? And
lucky people.
We're at like our second to last place, and we'd just been going all day. So Angel and I were standing in the parking lot.
We were nonstop for like 16 hours. Yeah. It was crazy.
So we're standing in the parking lot, and Angel and I was like, oh, I got to go to the bathroom. I got to pee. Angel's like, so do I. So I like go over to this little, I mean, it's a full ass parking lot right in the middle of a like casino, like parking lot. And there's a little tree with some like dirt and stuff. So I walk over. I'm just going to try to like sneak in right here. And then Angel comes over, pulls a giant wang out, and just starts like we're just staring at each other like, dude, what are you fucking doing?
Was he making full eye contact the whole time?
Oh, absolutely. Angel doesn't give a fuck. So then I crossed the streams with him just to fuck with him. So I like started peeing in the general direction.
You never cross the streams, man. What's this shit? What is this fucking nonsense?
Hold on. Jeez. Ross, have you ever had an experience like that at the World's Behind the Bus or something? You and a bunch of Inverary guys. You and fucking. Hey, tell us. Have you ever seen Andrew Douglas's wiener? That's what I want.
I don't think I have. No.
Or anybody. Stuart Little.
No.
Who else? Cameron Drummond.
What was the topic for episode 158? So. Who's got the biggest cock in Inverary?
Is it Keegan? That's what it's got to be. He's like 7 foot tall.
Got to be Keegan.
Surely, it's probably taller than me.
But it's probably just long. Probably corkscrews like a pig's tail.
Episode title: Who's got the biggest wiener in Inverary?
I've actually got a good story. Well, not a good story, but yeah, when I played in the ball call band, I used to get called like Ross Big Balls because I stood with my feet apart. Like when we competed, so they were like, "Oh, they must be huge because you can't close your legs."
Must be hanging.
That was my.
Hey man, he was man spreading before it was a thing. Just standing in the circle.
Yeah, we have a similar like joke here where like you'll see someone like do something just fucking awesome. And you're like, where the fuck does that guy buy pants? To fit those massive fucking
balls just hanging down.
All right, so we got our 15-minute dick joke in, so we're good.
All right.
Last of news and updates. Dirtbag Olympics Part 5 is coming.
Yes.
Do you know what Dirtbag Olympics is, Ross?
I don't.
You don't listen to the show, so there's no way you would know.
He has no idea. That's okay. We're going to get him to
So we do a recurring segment at random intervals of what we call the Dirtbag Olympics, which is people submit us anonymous stories of just like shady shit in pipe band.
Yeah, like banging under the bus at the Worlds or just crazy shit
like,
that happens.
Someone shit their pants on the field, like just like crazy shit. And so we compile it all. We make our friends read it. And then we vote to see who is the winner of the Dirtbag Olympics. This would be the 5th one is coming up.
5. Wow.
Yeah, we're over 150 episodes. I don't know how the fuck we got this far.
That's a good point. We should be dead from liver disease.
So Ross, you have 2 choices when it comes to Dirtbag Olympics Part 5. You either have to submit a story or read a story. Which would you prefer?
Oh, definitely read.
That's what they all say.
Why won't anybody tell us their stories? There's got to be great ones out there at the grade 1.
I don't think I have any good stories.
Well, it's because you're just not enough of a dirtbag, man. Like, come on.
All the dirtbags are at the lower levels. All the classy people can make.
So if you were out there listening to this broadcast, keep sending in stuff. We got some good shit, but we need more to make a whole episode. It's chanterrant.com/dirtbag is the form.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
I made it easy, dude. I try to make everything idiot proof. It never works, but I try.
Never works because we're idiots. So what are you gonna do?
Last but not least, I got Dojo ad.
Are we inserting it or doing it?
I think we're doing it because they're not paying us, so we don't have a pre-recorded one.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. So check out the Piper's Dojo. Chanterrant.com/suckless gets you $1 off the premium test drive. I have been up the dojo's ass lately. It is super fun.
You have. Did you see Ross's recent class? He taught, a week ago or so on a Sunday?
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago.
I did not. I have better things to do.
Sunday morning. It was Sunday morning for us, but Ross's actually we have these Sunday sessions.
Sunday morning, Ross is teaching.
We have these Sunday sessions where they bring in, big names and stuff to teach, like, whatever topic they want.
Big names with big balls.
Yes, big balls. And Ross is actually, you're one of the more popular ones from the reception we've gotten internally. Like people really enjoyed your presentation. So good job, man.
Well, that's nice to hear because I guess it was very much just like, here's my thing, and then I went away and then never heard anything about it again.
Oh, really? Well, that sounds like Andrew just fucking disappearing.
Well, no, he told me he thought it was good.
Oh, okay.
But
good.
like, like I was like, oh, thanks, you've got to say that.
Yeah. No, the reception from the students were quite good. They all enjoyed it a lot. What was your topic?
It was creating contemporary bagpipe music, but I took it and ran with it, and I was showing people like the different layers of my album and taking them in and out and things of the recording to
shit! I
show
would love that.
what it like actually like sounds like without the cool stuff on top of when it's just the band,
right?
versus when it's the band with all the cool stuff,
right?
Well, exactly. That's an interesting thing, and we can get into this more after like the first half of the show. But like one of the things I love about your tracks is, and we talked about this like 4 episodes ago, how when you have bagpipes with other typical concert instruments, all of the other typical concert instruments just kind of end up in this like 2-chord pattern to like support the bagpipe. And there's actually like instrumentation on Ross's tracks that is varied. It's not just like da 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 over and over again throughout the entire fucking thing. Like there's stuff in there that's like you have scalic instrumentation here that is working with the pipe, not just like off to the side. like shit's kind of mixing in and out, and we can definitely go into more detail on that. After what I already plugged the dojo, right? So the reason, dude, I've been up the dojo's ass because we're doing the Josh and Brad Beat the Dojo thing.
Right.
We just recorded episode 2, technically 3, but 2 there was no audio, so this one's gonna be 2 last night. It's been fun, dude. We used to the amount of ads I've read for the fucking dojo where I'm like, oh, you get out of it what you put into it.
Right. And Josh did nothing for 2
and I
years.
did nothing for years. No, it's great. And the community's awesome. John, if you're out there, yes, I understand my fucking blow stick's too long. Like, you don't have to put that on every video that I post for the 100-day challenge.
Does he
every fucking one? Really? Every fucking one. I'm aware. I don't have a new one yet. So
cut the fucker down. Just cut it. Just hacksaw that fucker.
I'll just put my old one in. But yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun. I'm on day 5. I did day 5 yesterday, I think. So I think today would be 6 once I play of the 100-day challenge.
Yeah,
I gotta get it done. I've never completed it.
Yeah, Brad. Isn't that how Brad beat you yesterday?
I don't know, dude. No, I think he beat me because he did the freedom phase.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a fucking bastard. Get a real job, beer boy.
So if you don't know, the dojo has sort of like achievements, if you will, and you get points for doing certain things.
Yeah.
So Josh and Brad are trying to 100% what we in video gaming they call 100% a game, which means you get all the achievements.
Get
all
everything.
the way. So they're trying to do that for the dojo.
This is gonna be real funny in like 6 months when we're both trying to figure out the fucking SBCQ whatever the fuck certifications.
Right. I can't wait for you guys to get into that.
I would rather suck start a shotgun.
It doesn't mean you have to take the. Wait, I don't think you have to pass the test. I think you just have to take the course.
Do you just have to take a course?
I think so.
You have to pay for the course though, don't you?
No, not the dojo. It's a prep course for the.
Oh fuck yeah!
You have to pay for the test, not the course.
Fuck.
Ross, are you qualified in any of those Scottish?
Any of those arbitrary, pointless fucking designations?
So no, but I do have the degree, which is allegedly after these. However, and I hope that no one from the degree is listening. There's some stuff in level 8 that I have no clue about at all.
Really?
And apparently it says at the end of level 8 that you're supposed to be able to do the degree, and I completed the degree with honors, and I don't know some stuff. but I think I've got level 3 from the old system when there was only 6 levels, from like which is the current of what maybe like level 4 or 5 now.
I'm pretty sure like level.
I have that from a piping center summer school when I was like 15 or 14 or something.
I'm pretty sure level 6 is like full on Scientology. Like, you get to 6 and you're like, all right, now we're gonna talk to you about how you can cleanse thetans with bagpipes.
It's more like write an essay about the McCrimmons, and you're like,
nah, I'll pass.
No.
Yeah, which one?
Where did you get your degree from?
The conservatoire in Glasgow.
Oh, you're one of those.
Yeah.
Special people. You got to have stories from there. There's got to be all kinds of.
Oh yeah,
like all those.
Yeah, there's some dirtbag stuff there for sure.
Come on, all those music nerds and flutes and shit. We know what's going on.
Who was the first person in your class to stick a chanter up their a-hole?
Oh,
Was it you? Please tell me it was
no, James Harper.
There you go.
You heard it
on
here
blast,
first, folks.
on blast, James.
Rad
now,
doesn't get that kind of
was it blowing in first or was it round in first?
And was the reading? Oh my god!
He had a smashing big silver soul on it.
Oh, he loved it then.
and then it was a striped soul. Anyway, emails.
Do we have email? Oh
Yeah, we have an email. So this is from another Ross Davison, who I don't think he said don't use my name, but
yeah, it's not like
you
that.
guys. If you're gonna send me a long email, guys, make sure you don't put don't use my name in the beginning.
Yeah, because by the end it's too late.
Yeah. So Ross says, "Hey lads, I'm catching up on back episodes, and I want to throw my 3 cents into the mix. Your Define Serious Piping episode was fantastic. Thank you. It fucking was. So glad that article and the playing of Briege, and I'm not even going to make an attempt, Campbell. Heimbal. Got to see some daylight on your show. While the ensuing debate and discussion was top rate, I feel like an important piece of the puzzle got missed. The article was written by Hamish Moore, and I was surprised to not hear you guys going into his history. Well, it's because I don't know who the fuck he is, but I'm about to find out.
He tells us in great detail.
Not knowing who Hamish Moore is or his immense contributions to bagpipe and Scottish folk music proves the point that competitive piping still controls the discussion and is the de facto definition of serious piping, whether we intend to have that bias or not. Hamish is near single-handedly responsible for the revival of small pipes, border pipes, and the entire family of ensemble-friendly folk pipes that we hear in recordings. He was the first guy to start building them and creating a market for those types of instruments. It's a few steps removed, but we don't have Fred Morrison without Hamish Moore. His research into Cape Breton, Irish, and folk music helped create a path for the modern, i.e. round way that we play reels and jigs. While Michael Gray gets a lot of credit for his avant-garde medleys, as he should, there's a link. It was Hamish Moore's research and crossover efforts with other musicians and instruments that influenced the pipers around him to pursue their own musical voice. It was Hamish who helped influence the musical trajectory of the 1990s era Vale of Athol band, leaders in musical innovation at the time. Their members included Gary West, Ian Duncan, Gordon Duncan, a young Ross Ainsley, and Ali Hutton. As mentioned in the article, Hamish had also had a profound influence of Ian Green of Green Tracks Records, which was among the first to widely publish the influence piping music that we take for granted now. Rewind. Rewind to the late 80s and early 90s. Your main piping albums to enjoy are either recordings of military bands or the World's Greatest Pipers series. Aside from all of the MSRs, you may take delight in the glimpse of the dainty ankle of a pointed reel or jig set. Compare that with the hardcore fuckfest of, well, this. Another link. I'm not going to play all this stuff. For all of his influence, Hamish Moore isn't a household piping name, though. Why? Because he didn't compete. He thought, as a composer and a musician, not as a competitor, his prize was creating something new and unique, not perfectly recreating something that already was. Jimi Hendrix, Bach, NWA, etc. knows my musical influences. Didn't become famous because they did well in a contest. Rather, they became great because of the music they made and the new sounds they created in piping. We work a little different. Competitions give us clear-cut winners and names to remember. We're told, listen to this person because they won something which makes them better. For all the game changers, the Stu Littles and the Gordon Duncans that have existed, we have historically only paid attention and listened to the ones that have been legitimized through contests. So here's a question of the article. Is a piper still great if they don't compete? We know Stuart Little's name and accept him as an innovator if he didn't have a... Would we know Stuart Little's name and accept him as an innovator if he didn't have a track record of wins under his belt? Thanks so much for talking through the article and putting the discussion to the airwaves. Cheers, Ross. There's some shit in there that I think is actually very relevant to having our Ross.
Yeah, our Ross does both.
Yes. Well, so the crux of that, because it was rather long, comes into this conversation of are we missing out on a bunch of brilliant players and composers because they're not in the competition scene recycling music?
Right.
Yes.
Ross's answer is yes.
Like who do you have anybody in mind that comes to mind when you think of that? Somebody that like we don't know about. We all know who Stuart Little is and those types of people. At least over here.
Yeah, I guess like James McKenzie. Do you know who James McKenzie is?
Not a clue. No.
Yeah, he's he's great. He wrote "Smelling Fresh." Don't know if you know the tune "Smelling Fresh."
I wish you had your practice
There's
center, you son of a bitch.
there's like him straight off the bat. Yeah, but he's won like the B grades at Open and Inverness and things, but like not particularly never like a gold medal or anything. He won the silver medal at Inverness in 2019, the last time it happened. But like I guess you're talking about competitive prowess like Stuart and things like that to become relevant, or like even Fred who won the gold medals, so like he's legitimized, as you say. But yeah, there's so many people coming through that course that I was on, and there's lots of people on that like perhaps don't compete or haven't competed that you've not heard of, but like the wider world hasn't heard of, but they're like better than lots of people who play in top bands and things as well. But just because they don't compete doesn't mean that they're not fab.
Yeah, I mean that's on that episode we were talking about the Defined Series piping episode. Like there's so much more to pipe music, not just like not even taking into account the fact that there's like 700 different kinds of fucking pipes, but just to like let's say it's all GHB, right? So there's so much more to that music than competition music.
Right.
And it's always interesting because I feel like, especially like when I was brought up in pipe band life, competition music, that's what I listened to. That was the fucking shit. A lot of people, that's their kind of introduction to piping is competition type music and stuff like that, especially here in the States, because like most of the bands you hear are either doing a parade, they're either competing if they're like a civilian band, or like blowing like a dog pound in a parade if they're like a service band. And it's like, it's like that's what you think pipe band music is. You think it's like a shit run of Highland Laddie at 17 times in a row, or rakes of mallow on the bar at fucking Hogs and Heifers. And there's so much more. Like it's just like it's like looking at the world through a fucking keyhole.
Well, but isn't part of the issue though that one, so few people can actually pull that kind of stuff off well, because it's fucking hard. And I want to ask him tips for how to fucking do shit like that. But but it's and it's also sort of localized, meaning like we don't see that kind of stuff here when we go to the Irish pub. Like
no.
Over there, it's probably relatively common.
Over here, it's a shitty YouTube cover band. Like
right. It's like the best we get is U2 cover.
It's like, it's an Irish bar. Let's do U2 covers. I'm like, it's not fucking Irish music. Like,
it's just a rock band.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing?
By the way, U2 sucks. Can we all get an agreement on this?
U2 fucking sucks. I don't need one more guy that lives in his parents' basement dressed like Bono to sing Sunday Bloody Sunday to me while I'm trying to have a fucking pint. Like,
oh god, I know.
I don't need that.
It's the worst thing. We used to play.
Just do a Taylor Swift cover. It's all the fucking same. It's not going to matter.
It's all nonsense. Yeah, dude. We used to play at the New York for years, and like we always were like the pipe band. We'd open up their celebration, and the immediate thing that happened right after us was a U2 cover band, like impersonators.
They dressed like it too.
Yeah, I was like, why?
Also, if you're a cover band, right? Like, okay, here's what I want to do with my life. My fucking dream is I want to be in a cover band. Okay, cool. You can fucking aim higher than U2, man. Like being a fucking Guns N' Roses cover band. Being in a cover band, like don't be the shittier version of a band that's already shit. like be the shittier version of a band that's fucking good.
I'm gonna create an
episode title: the shittier version of a band that's already shit.
That's exactly what service bands do. But I'm going to create a Ross Miller cover band, and I'm gonna play the part of Ross Miller.
Dude, hold on, dude. Just keep the conversation going, and I can solve this. Just keep going though.
Well, you're gonna solve what?
I'm gonna get you your Ross Miller impersonator outfit. Hold on, I got you.
I can't wait to see this. Oh boy.
Oh dear.
Not even I know what's about to happen, Ross. So be very afraid.
Oh dear.
When he surprises me, it's never good.
No, I totally agree with what you're saying about like not having easy access to it. Like here, there's not many, but there is some places that you can go into, and I don't know if you've been in Glasgow, but there's like bars where people just play Scottish music.
Right.
like you just like have a session. Like you just go in and there's two people who are like employed to be there, but everyone else can take part, and that's like. Well, but you like hear like actual Scottish music live, and then you meet people, and that's kind of how it works in Glasgow anyway. You meet people who then you end up forming a band with, or playing like in Kaylee's, or you're playing different things with. So like it's such a kind of more, you've got so much more or it's easy to be exposed to it. Quite like saying that, I was the same. I didn't ever know that you could play bagpipes with people other than bagpipes and drums in a pipe band until I was like 17.
How did you discover this?
Well, because I went to like the like my school folk band, or my area folk band, and there was like someone there who was like, oh, you can play like whistle, and you can play small like border pipes in this band, and you can all play like along. And it was like, oh, this is so much better. or no, maybe not so much better, because there's definitely something about being in a pipe band that's sounding good, and like obviously the achievement of being successful is great in a pipe band kind of sense and solo piping, but definitely in like whoa, like we can just play with music and nobody cares if you like miss a grace note, or like miss a Dublin, or make a mistake, or go off the tune and like do something else. Like no one cares. Like they don't know. They're just like, as long as you play and it's driving, it's in time and it's in tune, like they're like, you're great.
Yeah, it's pretty...
And it's definitely better for morale than like doing all those things but having one mistake and it being like, you came last in the competition today because you had a mistake.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's the move, right? Like if 2020 if 2020 is trash, then 2021's got to be trad. Oh yeah, no, get up in the camera, Scout. Like
this is my Ross costume.
Yeah, very good.
You're both Ross now.
His hairline's more receding than mine.
His hairline's more receding than anyone's.
Hey, fuck off.
That's called getting fucking old, mate.
Yeah. This is my. I can't wait to play shitty music.
This is so one of the things that was just kind of a one-off idea that I think has paid dividends is inside of the Discord. Is we have a new channel where it's the Ultimate Bagpiping Playlist, and we've talked about this on I think the last episode as well. Basically, the issue that I found is like trying to find great fucking recordings of bagpiping cannot be trusted to a Google or YouTube algorithm because they don't know. So you're just gonna get like fucking Unipiper. So we have our own little channel in the Discord where we're just gonna start fucking, and we're gonna make this probably a public playlist soon, which is gonna be just rad fucking pipe band stuff, trad stuff, like just recordings that deserve more time in the sun because they're fucking great. And then, a bunch of recordings that are super old, so they're tuning at like fucking 449.
Literally 449.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're flatter. They're flatter than a platypus's cock.
I did a Spotify playlist for that dojo thing I did.
Oh yeah.
That had like lots of bands with bagpipes that you probably haven't heard.
Oh, I'm gonna go pull it up. By the way, his teaching was recorded, so you can't go back.
Oh, I'm very excited because that shit interests me because we've always kind of come into the problem of like how do we incorporate pipes with other instruments, and we get asked a lot to play with other instruments, and we're like, we'll get the shitty concert A chanters out and shut off our drones. Like,
do the best we can.
Yeah.
And play Scotland Brave against.
This is an interesting thing though, because I remember I don't think it was when we had Doogie on the episode. I think I was talking to him either during like the pilot for the other thing he was trying to do, or maybe just in private conversation. But he was mentioning to me, he's like, dude, we gotta get everyone we gotta normalize like concert A, and that's bagpipes.
Oh yeah. He's on a whole push for that. I mean, he would if. There's a lot of things to tackle, I suppose, but yeah.
he's like all piping should be fucking concert A, like boom, just like enter the musical world without all the fucking conundrums that come with bagpipe. Especially at like grade 1 levels overseas, can fucking break glass while making all the dogs bark simultaneously.
Do you have any opinions on that, Ross?
What about making it concert A?
Well, what do you do? What do you do for your recordings? Do you do a concert A chanter?
B flat. Concert B flat. So like when I play A, it sounds as B flat. So and then that means no one has to tune to me or anything. And But it's also you also make your C, F, D, high G, high A, low G all sharper than you would if you were playing them in a pipe band or even in solo piping, because like to us it sounds sharp, but when you play it with other people it sounds so much better.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what is that called? Just tempered, or wait, is it the other
It's
one?
equal temperament
tempered.
versus
That's it.
yeah, just intonation is when the drones are there and you're like tuning it to the drones.
Right.
And equal temperament is when you tune it to like the piano.
Right.
So like you play B flat and it has to sound like B flat. You play C and it has to sound like C. But I know you can't see me, but like
everyone can
A
see
would be oh okay. So low A would be like B flat, and then like B to us would be C,
Right.
and then C would be D,
Right.
and then so everything's like and then it's having that shared language I think is really important for, as you say, for playing with other people. Like yeah, you could put your concert A chanter and play an A, but like that's fine because then you'd have the same notes. But if you were playing in B flat and you were telling them, you were like, oh, I'm playing an A now, they'd be like, no, you're not.
Well, and another thing you run into
what are you talking about?
like if you're playing in B flat and let's say you're playing with like a guitar, right? Like if you're tuning the chanter like you typically would doing the what I think it was the just temper where you're tuning to yourself basically.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So when you're doing that, like as we would do typically for piping, you can get close playing B flat on like a guitar, but it's not all the way there. Because we used to do bits, and I remember I would like capo up to a B flat to play guitar with pipes. Mm-hmm. And it's still you'd still hit notes that weren't quite right because that's just the finesse of the chanter tuning normally versus when you're playing with other instruments. So I think we get. So how do we normalize the even tempering?
Or the equal temper.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna happen.
I don't think you can. I think it's about having the knowledge. If you're playing in a pipe band and you tuned it like that, it would sound awful.
Correct.
Like it would sound absolutely terrible, which is fine, and because that's the instrument. Like the pipes are not meant. I guess they're an instrument of like war, and they're an instrument of like you're supposed to play them on your own in a field and sky.
Right, exactly.
Like that's what they're there.
Wait,
for.
are you saying that in ancient battles the bagpiper kicked the shit out of the flute player? Like
the clarser player. You know, there's only one winner there.
You got one guy in a wagon on a piano, just like it's like dun 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 dun. It's like no.
Here comes the bagpipe guy running down
dude,
the hill.
I used to fucking do that shit when I was in college, and we had like our intramural sports team, and I would show up shithoused and play bagpipes every time we scored a goal.
Oh yeah.
And so one of the other teams we played against, they had a guy in their fraternity that played saxophone, or no, not saxophone, trumpet. He played trumpet. And so all of a sudden, because I'd bring my bagpipes out, this dude would bring his trumpet out, and he would like try to play trumpet when they scored a goal.
And you'd always have...
Every time they scored a goal, I would just strike up and just hold a low G over his trumpet until it was over, and then just was done. I was like, dude, you're bringing a fucking knife to a gunfight. Like this is like you're never. I'm rocking out like 120 decibels. You're never gonna fucking beat me right now.
Sure, no, absolutely. But yeah, no, it's an interesting discussion. Absolutely, I think it's really important, and I think definitely in the last even like 10 years, the information available about it and the access to it with the advent of Spotify and YouTube and things, and like you can actually hear people playing with other instruments well, and also with like good microphone and good recording equipment as well, because it doesn't become impossible to play the bagpipes with other people because you're the loudest thing in the room. Yeah. Like you're no longer the loudest thing in the room when you do it properly.
Well, that's the thing too, because that was like a large resurgence. I remember, especially like in the early 2000s, you'd see a lot more like small pipes and like border pipe stuff because you could play with fucking other instruments. Mm-hmm. And nobody knew how to fucking record. Nobody knew how to record bagpipes.
That's what you're talking about. Well, that's what Ross is talking about in that email about Hamish Moore. Like that's the kind of the folk the what's it called, border pipe revival kind of thing of like we can play these instruments because they're an A and they're quiet and they're not the loudest thing in the room, so you can play acoustically as well. So I'm talking about like you can play bagpipes with like amplified instruments, but you can play acoustically on border pipes in the Ben Nevis in Glasgow, and you can play next to guitar, and you both cut through the kind of dulcet tones of folk speaking and shouting, play the cash jig.
Or what's the
Freebird?
Freebird, yeah. Play Freebird on the pipes, man. Fuck you.
Dude, one answer every time.
Zero Thunderstruck.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Like,
Can you play
Freebird?
Can you play AC/DC?
no charge.
Oh my god, the amount of times I get asked to play AC/DC. I was just at a wedding, literally like a week ago. No, St. Patrick's Day.
That's the fucking thing, right? It's like, okay, what do you think this is going to sound like without any other accompanying
without the
instruments?
Rest of the whole,
It's just going to be Nina, 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 Nina.
Oh, they're gonna, no, not even Thunderstruck. They might recognize that riff, but who can fucking play that? I can't. But but like they want to hear Long Way to the Top. That's always the one they're asking for.
Which is just.
Like
I did it. We did it at a concert, and it's like, yeah, without a fucking band, it sounds like trash.
Yeah, like you're not gonna recognize it. I mean, it's stupid. So anyway, it's just funny. But I want to go back to something Ross said.
Play Freebird. Go back in time and stop your parents from copulating.
I want to go back to something Ross said a little earlier about
This Ross or Ross?
This Ross.
Which Ross? We have multiple Rosses today.
the important one,
Yeah, the big name.
the big guy, the guy with the big balls, ball Ross.
Big Ball Ross. BBR. What do we got?
I'm going to change my Facebook name to that.
There you go. BBR.
Oh, don't worry. We'll put it on a shirt.
Yeah, we'll make money off you somehow. We'll figure it out.
We'll monetize your swollen testicles.
Yeah. So
Episode title.
So you referenced sort of the you didn't say this word, but I'll call it euphoria of playing with a really great pipe band as compared to like also playing like in like trad style stuff or whatever. And one thing that this actually came up to me recently, because on the dojo we actually have a blog where we post immersion items, which is we actually the staff
That'll be $30, Doogie.
the staff posts good videos like what you're talking about on Discord of people that people should listen to. Like don't trust YouTube, just bagpipes and YouTube. Like go here and you can listen to good shit. So anyway, I had posted the Inverary medley from 2016, but it was a practice. Somebody recorded you guys playing, and you were there. It was a practice, and like it's so funny because you get to the end, and this is one of my favorite medleys of all time. It's the one that ends with Alex C. McGregor, that whole thing.
Oh shit, yeah.
And
yeah, I know.
They
the one
get
you're
to the
talking
end,
about.
right?
I remember the practice video.
Practice video is fantastic, yeah, because it's just like somebody standing behind, like Doogie's like shoulder, and like Tony, I think, is right there. Anyway, from the angle they're from. And Ross is way in the back because he's in the fucking back row like a cunt.
Hiding.
Right. But anyway, no, I'm just kidding. But so they finish, right? And this is such a banging fucking set. The way it ends is fucking phenomenal. And like they just stop and it's like I'm just watching on YouTube across the world and like my blood is boiling. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And they're just like
That's a semi
like
chub.
no reaction, no like,
that's a fucking chub right there. We're like, fuck, we nailed that, didn't we?
yeah, big time. But what's funny, but also interesting about that is you go and watch the actual Worlds from 2016 on the BBC where they play that one. I think you guys played it in the finals, maybe, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah, and then when you finish there, the fucking eruption from the crowd is outstanding. Like people lose their minds, which is fantastic because obviously it's in front of an audience.
Well, and not to suck Inverry's dick too fucking hard.
I do it all the time.
But like I always like listening to them play because it's always something that's like different. And there's always something in there that's like pretty fucking cool, not just like, hey, we're gonna play a fucking MSR and we want to make sure we sound like the last time the judge heard it in 1979.
Well, I mean, their medleys are always so just on the edge of like maybe going too far, which is always a good thing. And it's always so, to me, very rock and roll. It's just got an attitude. A lot of their
like there's just so much innovation
arrangements or whatever.
And not to fucking shit on Parks because he's awesome and he runs an amazing core.
They're like robots though. Like his music comes across almost. This sounds insulting because I don't mean it that way, but it's so clean and it's like Dream Theater versus AC/DC, I guess, or something.
Yeah, dude. No, but neither is wrong, right?
Right,
like the thing at the end of the day, you get like one thing that's like an incredibly like clean speed run,
right?
And one is like, I'm gonna fuck with this a bit. Like I'm just gonna.
It's just on the edge of like. I don't know. It's so interesting. Do you have a favorite band other than Inverary? Who do you like to listen to in a pipe
Dude,
band?
Inverary. There's no way Inverary is his favorite band.
It could be. Who knows? But you always got to eliminate that out of the equation.
No, like, probably would be Field Marshal because of the epicness of the whole thing, like the sound and like just what. And I think the music can be exciting and is exciting quite a lot of time like that. And I remember the train journey north medley from like when they were winning all the time,
right? Yeah.
And in like the early 2010s, I was playing in Bog Hall and it was so good, and it was just like, this is like there was like that energy thing. That was when the pipe cores were getting big, and there was like 27 pipers, 28 pipers rocking the Train Journey North thing, and it was like, well, that one.
Yeah.
Like, well, that was the best.
Could you imagine how easy it would be to suck if you had 27 pipers? Because you just like be hungover and just hang in the back, dude. Like,
that's what Ross does.
Nah, you still get found out.
No, you still gotta know your shit.
You'd still get found out.
I don't know. Like everywhere when it comes to like positioning, right? It's always like, oh, we're gonna hide this player. I hear about this all the time.
Oh, that's on our level, dude.
It's like we're gonna hide this player by the drums. We're gonna hide this player in the middle. We're gonna hide this player. Like, I was next to the pipe major when we were doing Ballybur East, and it was like I was hidden next to the pipe major. I don't know. I was like, which one? Yeah. Like,
no,
every time I moved in the core, I was told I was being hit. I'm like, motherfucker, I've played every position at this point. Like,
that's different.
That's not a thing in grade 1 bands.
No, you just don't play. They don't play.
You have to earn your place to be standing. Anyway.
Hey, I only fucked up one contest.
Okay.
Yeah, I played 4. I fucked up 1.
The last one.
Yeah, the last one, Port Rush, I was just done. I was so dead.
That's fair. You're ready to go home. Josh was crying for his mommy by that point.
Dude, I was just like, man, I just want a fucking cup of coffee that's like really coffee. And
don't get started on that. Aussie Broad will fucking take
like I want a cup of coffee that's not fucking some shite Insta, and like a plate of food that doesn't have 7 starches on it. And
dude, I'd love it. That's my kind of shit right there. Tea and fucking potatoes.
Like, I want to go home and pet my dog. Well, you were loving it because you were fucking single, ready to mingle, baby.
Well, that too. Yeah. Weren't you at the time?
No, dude. No, I was. I was like, dude, I just want to go home, pet my dog, and bang my girlfriend. And I've been doing this shit for fucking 5 weeks. I'm ready to rock.
Speaking of that, Ross, do you want to bring your girlfriend on the show today and let me hit on her?
I think she's on a Zoom call doing some kind of quiz because I was like, well, not because, but I was like, I'm going to go on this weird bagpipe podcast, and
barely bagpipe.
We've been called worse than weird.
I'm going to find some friends. so she's doing a quiz, but yeah, she plays she plays the guitar and but singing's her main thing.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
She does Gaelic song.
Oh, nice. I'm just curious the quality of tail that Ross Miller pulls in. You know, world famous piper with the reigning champion pipe band of the world.
Oh, you just want to know. You just want to know if his girlfriend's a smoke show.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea who she is. I've never seen a picture of her. Not a clue. Just curious.
Nobody. Yeah, that's because nobody wants to send you a picture of their girlfriend because you're a fucking perv.
Just ask Steve.
To Uncle Fusco.
Right. Exactly.
Next thing they know, that picture's printed out and taped on a very surprised cantaloupe in your fridge.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So I guess we should plug what Ross is here for this month. And
he was here to plug a thing?
Well, I mean, kind of.
I was here to plug a thing last time, and look how that went.
Speaking of which, that's all the time we have.
Oh, but I actually, I don't know if it's a pre-order technically, but I bought your book. I didn't even realize it was coming out. Book.
Is it a tune book?
It's every tune on his album basically. He made a book out of it.
Is it the pipe sheet music or is it all the sheet music?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's just the pipe sheet music, yeah.
Dude,
it did. We did discuss like the orchestral score, but do you know how expensive it is to print a book?
Well, that's what I'm saying. When you do the full orchestral version, you need to charge like 10 times.
Yeah. His book was pretty cheap. It was like, well, I don't know, $30-ish US. 25, 20 or 25. Whatever.
It's 15 UK pounds because that's how much everyone else sells their book for. So there's no point in going above or below that because no one will buy it because they'll buy everyone else's.
Right.
Ross, let me give you a quick crash course in some marketing here. Take 2 tunes, release the PDFs or how many tunes are in the book?
30.
30. Perfect.
30.
Take 2 tunes, release the PDFs for free of those tunes, but not the whole thing. Release like, all right, here's the first 2 parts for free of these 2. Buy the fucking book. That shit will people get. You gotta get. It's like drug dealing. You gotta give them a little taste.
That's a very good idea. It's going to end up. I'm very like aware of the fact it's going to end up in that weird kind of PDF library of the internet that every other book in the world ends up in.
Yeah, but here's what you got to do. I can get you out of that because the big thing is like people trade tunes for free, which is bullshit.
Right.
Here's what you got to do. You give a little bit of a taste, right? The first hit of meth always free.
Absolutely, drug dealers do it all the time.
Take your pricing. Do 5 pounds above the next guy. 100%. Charge more because you're
worth more.
And when people ask, like, why are you charging more? It's like because it's a better fucking product. Fuck you. Like,
because this album fucking bangs.
More. And then you can continuously destabilize the market for fucking sheet music books by just being like, hey, I'm gonna give you a teaser. I'm gonna give you a little taste. I'm going to charge more than the next guy. I got 30 fucking tunes in this shit. Like, oh, you like that first hit of crack? Guess what? You want 29 more hits, bitch?
I've got an even better idea.
30 quid. Like,
oh.
No, I swear to God, I think this is a brilliant idea, and I do not know why nobody does this. I actually wrote to Lincoln Hilton and suggested he do this, and I said it because, okay, so here's my idea. What you should do, Ross, is sell the backing tracks without the pipes to people.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah,
I've said this to Lincoln Hilton. I said, "Hey, man, how do I get a hold of your backing track? Because I want to do it."
We bought backing tracks before. We got
off John Allen.
Yeah, we got John's backing tracks
because we know him, and he's like, "Yeah, I can make that happen," because he edits his own fucking music. So, like, I'm sure you went to a studio to record all your stuff, and you might need to, I don't know, get permissions. I don't know how that works, but like,
already one step ahead of you. On that,
brilliant! I'm telling you, man,
that's the thing. Yeah.
That's what's gonna sell because then people can play it in concert. And, you know, I mean, the shit you're playing is, like, unplayable for most of us, but some of it is very playable. You know, like I love his Mom and Dad's Slow Error. Is that what it's called? I think it is. And it's just a great fucking tune, and it's anybody can play it for the most part, I think. Well, maybe not service bands.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's got you gotta like create the illusion of scarcity first. Because you're in a
there's no scarcity on the internet.
Well, but it's also saturated with shitty books, right? So
yeah, there's some good.
It's like, hey, books. I charge more for my book because it's a better fucking book.
I mean, maybe, but double the price, sell the backing tracks with it. Nobody will ever use it.
We'll talk off after the episode, man. We'll get you paid.
you got my business. You got my business back. Yeah, I feel like I'm quite switched on with that, but no, definitely, it's as you say, it's 30 of my tune, or not my tunes, 30 of it's basically every single tune as I played it on the CD.
Right.
So like if I change the grace notes the second time round, I change the grace notes the second time round in the book.
Oh, nice.
And so there's times where I played da da, and then there's times I played da da, and that's in there. Very, very, very anal about the whole thing. And then
episode title: Ross Miller is very anal.
It's about it was very kind of meticulous. Hopefully, and I'm sure I'm going to get a barrage of emails being like, "You played a G grace note and you've written an E grace note," and because that's what pipe band people do.
Yes.
But
well, then you're just like, hey, either play the one that you heard or play the one that I wrote. I don't give a shit.
Right,
fucking.
Yeah. if you're listening in that much detail, you can do it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Get a fucking life, man.
Oh no, but
I never realized how much I didn't actually write down when I was recording it until I tried to like compile the book terms of like I had like the actual melody written out with no grace notes and then played it 3 times differently and was like, oh, I don't have that written out. I need to actually go back and listen to what I played.
That's also an interesting point. I mean, one of the when you talk about pipe band music versus other applications of bagpipe, like there's a certain liberty sometimes, especially in like traditional music, where it's like, yeah, like guess what? Maybe I'm not gonna play it the same way every time because I'm a fucking musician and I'm gonna do what I want. And in bagpipes, people will look at you and be like, well, fuck you. That means you suck. In any other instrument, improvisation is like very welcome. Like if I'm playing in a 4-piece rock band and the bass player does like a diddle-diddle-doo run like out of nowhere, I'm not going to be like, you fucked it up.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, but being a military instrument and like if you were in a marching band, like they would fucking kill you. Like in American style DCI whatever type marching band, you don't do that shit.
And
you
well,
play what's on the page.
This circles all the way back to the fucking Define Serious piping thing, right? Like so, you know, improvisation in bagpiping. Yeah, dude. If, in a pipe band setting, you don't want improvisation because everyone's supposed to be playing the same shit all the time. In a marching band setting with any other instrument, same thing. But that's a limiting mentality. And it just depends
on what your goal is.
I just don't think enough. Different. I don't think enough people who are, especially here in the States, I don't think enough people are exposed to different kinds of piping to understand it. Like, hey, guess what? If you're playing by yourself, or you're playing with a fucking folk band or whatever, like, fuck some shit up. Do weird shit. Like,
right, but that's the place for it.
And crucially, play it twice through, and then you only have to learn half the amount of tunes.
Correct.
Precisely.
I've noticed that about trad music, or like people jamming at like Winter Storm or whatever. It's like they play one jig, maybe two, but they keep going back like it's a chorus.
Well, it's like so, I'm gonna do. let me do my jig part because I'm the soloist. I'm taking the part of the vocals. And then, like, I'm gonna take a break. Like, you guys do 4 measures of just instrumentation, jack off, and I'll come back
with the same too.
Yeah, I'll come back
in with jig.
I'll come back in with the same shit, but a little faster.
Yeah. Well, Ross did say that at the beginning. He's like, yeah, just bring up the tempo, and then everybody's happy. You know, just right?
Yeah.
You jam out a little bit.
You've got them in for the first 2 tunes, and you're like, okay, this is nice, but I'm getting a little tiny bit bored. Okay, let's just nick it up by 5 BPM. Boom. Now everyone's back on board.
Or you just make that Ross face and just start jamming like Ross does. It's fantastic.
Just fucking rip it.
But let's actually say the name of what Ross is plugging. So
yeah,
of course,
yeah. So what's your fucking thing? We're gonna send you some business.
It's called the Roke Collection because the album is called the Roke, and this is the collection of tunes. Simple.
I was probably blind drunk last time we talked, and you probably told us what the Roke means. But can you remind me what that is?
It is the town tune of Linlithgow, where I'm from. The tune is called The Roke, the Rout, and the Wee Pickle Tow.
Oh, yes. I do remember you saying this. Okay. But is that... it's a 6/8 march, right? Is that opens
Yeah, that's the one that's on... is towards the end of the album. It's the one in the video where I'm marching about in number ones outside like the palace in Linlithgow.
Yeah.
The ruins of a palace, because what else do you do on a rainy November day in Scotland?
Wow.
Who filmed that, by the way? Did you hire like a crew? Is this your buddy's fucking iPhone? Or?
No, it's my pal Hamish. He's a video guy, but he also plays the guitar, and he plays often in our Cayley band here. So I know him through that. And he did videos for our Cayley band, and he makes such a great professional product all the time. He's one of the there's like 2 or 3 go-to guys for like making music videos in the trad scene in Glasgow. He's definitely up there with one of them. That's great.
The video is fun. Yeah. It's really fun. Do you wear number ones for anything other than this video? Have you ever? Is it?
Yeah, I wear it for weddings.
Oh, okay.
And like also I work for like a Piper's agency. Well, yeah, who like stipulate that you have to play in number ones at weddings. Like they charge more because you're wearing number ones.
Yeah.
To be fair,
it's an investment.
I also do that.
You got to afford that fucking hat.
Yeah. Here's the thing that I'm curious about. Do you guys ever get confusion because like your hometown song is the Roke and the Cookstown hometown song is the Boke?
That's dude. Write a tune called the Boke.
We're the tactical Boke.
That's his next tune.
I'm sure. I'm not sure, but I bet you anyone in Linlithgow where the tune wouldn't be able to tell you the name of the tune. They would just be able to tell you that on we have this day. This is going to sound mental. So we have this day called the Marches Day in Linlithgow, which is like we check the boundaries of the town. Okay, and it's on the first Tuesday after the second Thursday in June each year. Okay, which isn't always the third Tuesday.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, wait a minute, isn't that just the third Tuesday?
No, because if the first Tuesday. Yeah, so the first Tuesday after. If the first Thursday is
And
like,
people
if the first is
wonder.
a Thursday, it becomes a Tuesday. It's the second Tuesday or whatever. But
People
anyway,
wonder why this empire fell. Like,
yeah, and I digress. But anyway, we marched. Those of us who have official positions. I am the town piper.
Oh, no
We have
way.
a town drummer. There is a town crier, not as in like crying,
No, I
as
know
in
what you mean.
shouting. And
we just call the town crier a drum major for us.
Yeah.
and then so there's like there's different processions around the town, and we check the like western boundary, eastern boundary, north and south, and but basically it's just
fucking small
these
town,
days-
not much to do in the evening.
yeah. It's basically like this weird like I don't know like drinking fest now, and everyone just sings the tune at you when you're like playing down the street on your pipes like na, 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 na. And if you ask them what it was called, they'd be like I don't know.
But everybody knows the tune. But that's cool. You got.
But I know how it goes.
Yeah, everybody. That's cool that your town has a tune.
I mean, we got what, like Viva Las Vegas? It's probably
That's a town tune.
It's the worst.
Talk about things that make me want to drive my fucking truck off a bridge.
Yeah, we get people do ask, can you play Viva Las Vegas or Elvis on the pipe, stuff like that. We get that all.
And you know, the polite response is always, I could. Could you simultaneously go fuck yourself?
While I'm playing it, will you jump off a fucking roof? It's the absolute worst.
I'll tell you what, stick your head in the oven and I'll play it.
So here's what I'm going to do. Whenever this book comes in, is the book out yet, Russ?
No, so it's available for pre-order until the 31st. It's arriving with me next week. I'm very excited. And then the pre-order perk is that you get it before the 30th of April release date. And then I'm going to do some like maybe a promo competition, as you say, about backing tracks.
So are you're physically handling these before they go to the people who ordered them?
I don't understand how big time you think I am.
Will you sign mine?
It's all run at.
Well, that was my next question. Is when you get Andy's order, can you just draw a cock on the first page?
Yeah, just a big penis. That's fine. Just anything you draw on there will be fine.
Just draw like on the first page. Just draw a big old fucking dick and sign it, and then send it to Fusco.
You're like, yeah, big dick, and say fuck you, Ross. That'd be great.
Absolutely. But it's all I don't know kind of what size of operation you think I'm running, but it's definitely boxes and Amazon envelopes out of my room.
Oh, you're literally sending it yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, that's
and
fantastic.
I'll walk down to the post box with my 100 orders or whatever, and I will stand at the front of the queue and send them to different places. Absolutely.
Oh, that's fantastic, man. I
I'll
just
be
want
like, these 4 are to go to America. These 4 are to go to Australia. Oh, this one's going to Ireland. Like, because now we've got Brexit, you've got to sign a customs form for every single one that goes out of the UK.
Oh, no wonder you're not making any goddamn money on these.
Yeah, man. You got to charge more,
That's
bro.
why there's I will still make money, but like not.
Yeah, not.
I'm not building my dream home on the top of a hill off the back of my book. Basically.
This is the one thing that kills me about pipers, and Andrew Douglas goes off on this very often, privately in meetings. He's like, "Why does these?" I was shocked when we brought Stuart here how little he charged us. I was like, "You guys got to charge more, man." Like, I would be happy.
Whoa.
I mean,
Easy,
no,
lad.
not us,
Yeah,
but
not
everybody
us.
else. We're broke right now, but
we're fucking
in
poor as
normal
shit.
times, you guys should charge more for what you do. Like, okay, so the average, Ross, what do you charge for lessons these days?
£30 an hour.
So that's probably 60.
That's about 55 us.
Yeah, something like somebody of his level, piano, violin, $100 an hour.
100% here. Yeah,
probably more.
probably more.
Which is maybe 50-ish pounds or something like that. Like, I mean, I get it. Like, they're competing and whatever. That makes sense. But
yeah, piano teacher is going to be the equivalent of like
or vocal coaches?
60 pounds for them for an hour.
Probably, yeah. And that's probably true over there, I imagine as well. But like, some of these guys just don't charge enough for what they do.
Dude, I make more than 30 quid an hour teaching cunnilingus lessons.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
A is for Alfred. B is for bats.
You get this.
Go ahead, Russ.
Moving swiftly on, you get this school of thought though here anyway. I don't know about you guys, where it's like there's so much option for like free tuition here, and there's so many people who got taught for free that they feel bad about charging for lessons. And like obviously people will pay, but like that's where you need to break down the kind of market. But like there's like obviously I learned for free at the Bog Hall band, but then like I learned like but later on I taught for free there as well. Like I would go up an hour early, and I would. But that's what you just did. Because
I must say we did that.
Like,
we did that back in the day in our band.
Yeah, and there might be a certain logic to that. However, oh man, that's such a tough call. And I get where that history of that comes from. Like they just pay for
and
it.
To be fair, actually, they do pay. Sorry, they do pay to be in the band. Like you pay your 20 quid a month dues or whatever you pay to be in the band. But like that doesn't cover like. You know what I mean? You're not going to be paying everyone 30 quid an hour to be there.
I'm about to say, could you imagine if we charge everyone $30 a month to be in the band?
We'd have no band. But which we really don't anyway, so we might as well do it.
Might as well, might as well just fucking charge it.
But it's interesting because like maybe that's why I don't know, like fuck, this is such a tough this could go down a rabbit hole, but the charging people for lessons, especially beginners, like people just like from scratch, complete scratch versus doing it for free, opening it to the public and just doing it for free. Like I'm as a professional quote unquote musician, teacher, whatever. Like I got to make a fucking living too. And I do not begrudge anybody, musicians especially, to make a fucking living. Like it doesn't bother me in the least. However, also the size of your pipe band especially in the US, maybe we struggle with numbers because of that. I don't know. Like, I don't know the answer. But then people come in and they're free and they don't practice, and then you get pissed because, like...
Well, yeah. I mean, you have that thing where it's like, they have no skin in the game, right?
Correct,
so.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's such a...
Yeah, because you're not paying for it, so, like, there's no need... It doesn't matter.
Like, who cares?
It's for free. It's for fun.
Yeah.
Which is also good. I think, like, making it for fun is good, but there's got... As you say, there's got to be a balance somewhere.
I mean, I remember when I was taking on some of the solo instruction stuff, like beginner solo instruction stuff a while ago, and like I had people that were super spotty. Like maybe they'd come once a week for the first 2 weeks, they'd disappear for 3 weeks, like blah blah blah. And like I had one of them reach out to me maybe like 2 months ago, like, hey, like it's me, haven't seen you in a while, I'd love to get back to lessons. And I was just like, nah, like I'm good. Like it's like, dude, I haven't seen you in like 8 months. Like I know you're not playing. Fuck off. Like it's not worth my time.
Well,
the $20 ain't worth my fucking time. You know what I mean?
yeah, but at least like
it is worth your time if it's your job, though.
correct. Exactly correct. I do put up with it way differently when I'm getting paid versus
I'm just like, dude, this is like one. It's a waste of my life for one bar tab to listen to you like fiddly fuck through a Scalic exercise.
Exactly. Hey Ross, one of our viewers who happens to bat for the other team or putt from the rough, if you will, says one that you're very hot, and two,
thank you.
He says he can tell you have a big cock because of just looking at you. He can just tell.
Very good.
Big like long or big like wide?
He didn't say. I'm gonna say wide.
I'm assuming Ross is like a tuna can.
Yeah, definitely.
I thought you'd stopped making fake YouTube accounts.
Oh no, I'm full on that, dude. I've got to hide myself because everybody blames me for everything. So like,
well, that's because everything's your fault.
Well, Rooster Cockburn is me, by the way, everybody. No, I'm just kidding.
There's no way.
It's not me.
All right, so real quick, we gotta put a nice tight bow on the audio recording, but we can definitely hang out more for the live stream audience. Yep. I'm gonna do final thoughts. Fusco, Ross, me. I don't know what we really talked about, but let's start with Fusco.
I don't know either. But my final thought is going to be a question for Ross, and then that can be his final thought, because I would love to know one thing really. Give me okay. Let's say I want to play like you in your trad type music, your album stuff, because I am going to try to fucking backing track his shits for something, if he lets me. But what tips would you give somebody for playing like essentially fast and loose? You know what I mean? Like, sure. How do you build up to that?
Yeah, so the thing I always say about playing fast is like practice slow, and that seems really super counterintuitive, but that comes from like classical music and things as well. But also, if you I do this myself as well, is play with a metronome, like pick your pace, whatever that is, and then go up by 2 BPM all the time until you can't play that fast, and like until it's like far too fast, and then come back 5, and that's your new like thing that you're going to practice at, and practice that for 2 or 3 days, however many days it takes you to be good at it at this new speed, and then go up 2 again until you hit the ceiling, and then so like basically have a start point and an end point, and then just it takes a while. And also in terms of playing like in a folky sense, don't be too precious over getting everything in. Is like technique wise, I mean, speaking to pipers, but like if there's an F doubling and you have to make it a G grace not an F, fine. Like if it's at speed, no one's gonna know.
No, I'd say no one's gonna give a shit in the bar.
Right.
Yeah. But like that's definitely my one tip is like start slow and be able to play it, and then go up 2, because you'll find it, and then sit there and then go again, and then sit there, come back a bit and sit there.
That's a great.
Go up again. So yes, go +2 until you can't do it. Go back 5, sit there. Go +2, and you'll break through your point.
You keep
easily.
Plateau, and you keep pushing through your whatever that is.
Yeah.
That's a great
just kind of go through your ceiling, basically.
Yeah.
Is my that would be my tip for playing fast. And then like also there's this thing of like what is fast, because sometimes stuff can be too fast, and then it sounds out of control.
Correct.
Like I would personally much rather hear something that was actually in control and nice than like just super fast and out of control, like just nonsense.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a wonderful tip. I personally would like to thank Ross for trusting us to not destroy his life by coming on the show.
Yeah, it was good.
We didn't ruin him
episode.
at all. Yeah, I thought it was great. And
I would hope so.
And I want to thank you for punching me out also at Winter Storm 3 years ago, whatever it was.
Did you ever see that clip?
Did you see that video?
The video? Oh no.
Oh
yeah.
no.
There's a video of you punching me at Winter Storm.
Oh dear. Oh, I do remember that happening.
Right.
But I don't remember it being video.
Oh yeah, we produced it.
Come on, it's us.
That was a big trip. That Cameron McDougall from
Right.
Nig led me astray.
Right, exactly. Yeah, we're like, who the fuck is Cameron McDougall? We just kept fucking with him that weekend.
Who's he? He's the guy who won the gold medal.
Exactly.
Dude, we were still fucking with him when he was here.
Yeah, he was here. He actually was in this house. He
literally did an episode with us in my dining room, and we just kept shitting on him.
It's just fucking funny. He has a good sense of humor.
He's great. He was
super fun.
He actually went to school. With my girlfriend, so like they know each other really well from there.
I bet
he's
they
like
do.
the most Highland man in the world ever.
Is it?
He hits the
nice.
fucking diff.
He hits the different prey.
All right. Well, hey, thank you very much for being on. For those of you who are watching the live stream, we'll hang out for a little bit. For the audio recording, I'm going to go ahead and play us out. All right, so that's the end of the audio. We're still live on YouTube. I'm going to go check on the outdoors. But yeah, feel free to hang out, chat with the audience for a bit. Or if you all have to fuck off, fuck off.
Yeah, we'll feel free to like leave if you want to, but we'll take some questions from the live audience and see what they have to say to you. Somebody did say Ross says say hi to Ross's gran. I believe one of the tunes relates to where she lives or something like that.
Yeah, no, it does. Yeah, my 90 almost 1-year-old granny. She lives on the side of a hill in the Highlands of Scotland, in this hamlet called Whiteface, and literally there is 6 houses, and it's just on the road like north of the Dornoch Firth, and you're just driving along, and then all of a sudden there's 3 houses on this really steep hill, and she lives in one of them.
Is it like one of those like really classic looking, like you'd see in a Scottish tourism picture kind of thing, like those kind of style of house?
No, it's literally just like a house.
Really?
Like
Just in the middle
yeah, like a kind of townhouse kind of thing.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's really strange, and it's so funny. But she was born and brought up on the croft, just like further up the hill, basically. and then she moved to Glasgow and like had a family and all that, and then moved back up north when she like retired and stuff.
Is that Granny Betty's?
That is Granny Betty's, yes.
Okay. That's cool. I probably told you this already, but my personal favorite, I believe it's I Write. That one is fucking killer. That's the one you did on the not the award show. What do you call it?
The Young Trad thing. It's like an iteration of that. So because I was trying to get as many time signatures and as many things as I could in that competition, I did like some suspes in there. But when we were doing the album, we could take the suspes out because I had them elsewhere, and also it would have been like 7 minutes if not. And we wanted to play it again, and we wanted to make it faster and cooler.
Right.
So we did. But it's got the Leave an Arisig tune, which is a Bill Livingston tune, and then a Gaelic Purse in the middle, and then it's got I Write, which is actually a fiddle tune, and it should be in C sharp major, but my flatmate was playing it, and I was like, that fits on the pipes if we play it in a different key, and he was like, yeah, it does. So then we started playing a different key in my Ceilidh band and all time, and then it's ended up being something that I've played in like so many different like ways or with different people. Like there's my Ceilidh band's like first ever promo video from like 4 years ago. We play it in that, and like, but then it's taken like it's grown arms and legs, and it's got like the Leaving Arisig thing over the top of it, and then like I'm playing this mental like riff over the top was like dum diddly dum bum brum 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 bum, and it's like it's getting like proper, man. And like that was definitely a copy and paste job in the studio because I couldn't do it twice.
Oh really?
I got it once. I got it to the point where I got it once, and they're like, it's fine, we'll just copy and paste it because
there you go. Yeah.
Like I kept getting it wrong the second time.
Studio Magic, so they can do that with pipes. They can do Studio Magic with pipes too.
Absolutely. When you've not got the drones on, they can do literally anything. It's a lifesaver.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, I've done some real basic studio recording with drums and rock bands I've done over the years. But man, it's like I record it once or twice. It's like, nah, I can fix it. You're okay. Like, all right, that's close enough.
The thing with pipes is it's like if you're going like super in depth with it and wanting to make it like something for pipers, you can hear the drones shift if you do cut it up,
right? Because
the drones have like this weird phase thing that we don't notice because it's just like, oh, the drones are still in tune. But like when you actually record them, the drones are going
right.
So if you cut it and it starts again, it's in a different point of the phase.
Right.
So like
yeah,
you get all this that's quite interesting. So what we did for the whole album, basically, apart from the solo stuff, is record it just Chanter. And then that means you can literally chop stuff up. Like you can like switch between takes on like a G Grace Not to Loy, like, and you would never know. And then I just had to do a drones track. So like,
did you really?
Yeah, I just had to start the pipes, and then play the whole track in my ears with drones on, and then stop the pipes at the end. But like with a cork in my so like you're standing there like, and you're like the whole way through, like trying to keep the drone steady, and then it's like it's coming to the end, and then pull the cork out to get the drone.
That's fascinating. I did not realize that. I was just gonna ask you like how you did that with the Roke. Like you start off just playing traditional, and then it kicks in, so the drones must kick off. But I don't remember noticing that they kick off. But so that's all like you just do it in pieces. And put it
so I just recorded the chanter, and then like the tune basically. And then just did a drones track like after, right. But I think it sounds like it's to the point where it sounds pretty authentic. Like you would never know.
Yeah, not a fucking clue.
Like and I guess that's good.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
no, that's fantastic. Let's see. Stefan. I don't know who Stefan Appleton is. Do you know who Stefan Appleton is?
I do not.
Says Ross, I'm cycling John O'Groats to Land's End next year. While I'm up your way, fancy a beer.
Absolutely.
If you're buying, of course. He's a broke musician.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that Land's End to John O'Groats goes via the East End of Glasgow.
Oh,
but
is it near your hometown? Is that what he's thinking?
Yeah, well, no, well, maybe it goes. It doesn't go through Linlithgow, but yeah, well, Linlithgow it's only half an hour from. It's like somewhere between Glasgow and Edinburgh, where I'm from, and then.
Okay.
But I stay in Glasgow now because it's the city and that's where all the work is.
Right.
There's
Exactly.
unfortunately no work for a professional well, not no work, but there's very little work for a professional piper based in Linlithgow.
Right, yeah, for sure. Yeah, everybody that's anybody is in Glasgow or maybe Edinburgh, but usually Glasgow,
Yeah.
right?
Even then, Edinburgh's pretty kind of tough for like the music scene. Like most people kind of avoid doing concerts there because everyone's kind of, I don't know. It's like a weird scene. Like I wouldn't do like a concert in Edinburgh because I would know that no one would come.
Oh.
It's like a really kind of weird kind of scene through there. Whereas if you did one in Glasgow, you'd kind of hope that at least like 10 folk would come.
Right. Because at least there's a scene.
There's at least some other bagpipers and maybe some friends.
Right. Hey, somebody's asking this. Well, one, how old are you?
26. 2 weeks ago.
Fuck's sake, man! Happy birthday. And this, what he wants to know is, can you envision playing pipes for another 30, 40 years? And if so, as someone who is already technically proficient, what do you think would continue to make that fulfilling for you?
Well, I think it's just the opportunities and things. So, well, yes, I guess it's my job. I've kind of got all my eggs in one basket now of like, this is what I do. I play and teach the bagpipes. So if I can't do that, I don't really know what else I would do. And but the thing about just like keeping it interesting, I think is the key. Like I want to do more gigs in cooler places with people, and I think playing with other instrumentalists keeps it all kind of fresh. Because maybe I don't see myself playing in pipe bands for the rest of my life, but like I will play. I've always said this. I'll play in pipe bands until I'm too busy to not play in a pipe band.
Right.
Is basically like how I feel about it.
Too busy making
until
a
I'm
living. Right?
Until I'm too busy turning down things, like to play in the band, because like I have to sell this to the guys that are in my like Ceilidh band, which is like a wedding band, which is almost like a business to me. It's like we play at lots of weddings. It's great, but like at the end of the day, it's like my job to be there. So.
Right.
But like I'm like, oh, I can't come to that one this week. I'll have to get someone to go instead of me, because I've got band practice.
Right.
And they're like, oh, that thing you pay to go to. And I'm like, yeah, that thing I paid to go to. But if I don't go, I won't get to play at the thing that means that we hopefully might win things. And then if I win things, I get opportunities because like
Correct.
I play in the band. That like it's
Sure.
the knock-on effect of not going to band practice. That is worse than the 200 quid or whatever you miss out on for not playing at that wedding that night.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
It's quite an interesting thing, and as you say, it's like because it's your job, you have to balance up and there's quite often where I play in the band on the Saturday and then don't stay for the march past. I go and play if it's close by, I'll go and play the wedding at night.
Right.
The Ceilidh at night as well, but I always like make sure I'm around for like the Worlds and things because it's a bit different. But like if it's like North Berwick games and things, I'll maybe just shoot off after we play.
Do you think like does playing in Inverary or Bog Hall, like did that help you make a name for yourself?
Now, yes, it helps in the piping sense, but nobody who like nobody cares in like the folk like
right.
Not they don't care. That's not fair. But you're like, oh, like I play in the best pipe band in the world, and they're like, cool.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's
Can you
fine.
play AC/DC?
But like,
you cunt.
It's just stuff. But yeah, like the idea would be to play at like music festivals and like things like that. Where they don't care if you play in Inverary. Like they're like, is your music good and will people enjoy it? Is basically the.
They're like, who's Inverary? Who the fuck is Stuart Little?
Yeah, exactly.
Is he a mouse?
Yeah,
what is that?
Like literally, like it's trying to explain it to people, and even within the music scene, trying to explain pipe bands, and then when you say it out loud, you're like, this is really weird.
Right.
Like, so what we do is we practice like 50 weeks of the year for one day, and like if you make a mistake of those tunes that you played for the whole year, if not longer, then you don't win. Or maybe it's not good, and they're like, sorry, what? Whereas and then this is people that you're like playing in the pub with, and you just tell them what tune that you're playing, and it's already at a super high standard. Obviously, it's not as refined, and that's all these things that we do in pipe bands that make it like super refined and like pushing the envelope all the time. But yeah, it's really interesting when you try and tell someone who doesn't do it about it, who is also a musician,
Right.
and
Yeah,
of like you know what I mean, like of a similar ilk to you. It's
Yeah.
like someone who's like good at the pipes versus someone who's good at the guitar. You're like, oh, so I'm just gonna go to the band practice twice a week, and I'm gonna drive there. It takes me like 40 minutes to get there and back, and I'm gonna pay like 20 quid a month to be in the band, and I'm gonna use like
all
loads
my
of
vacation
Saturdays.
time, every
Yeah,
spare
yeah.
moment.
And oh yeah, and also I've got to play my pipes every single day, or they won't be right, and I won't get to play. And like,
I should have
It
never.
sounds-
I should have never stopped the audio.
No, you
recording.
shouldn't. This is gold. It sounds mental, dude. I mean, if you try to explain it to people, it sounds fucking mental.
yeah, sure. It's like so, like yeah, I'm gonna go and do this thing, and they're like, what? Literally, we were talking about this the other week. It happened where we got offered a gig in Dubai for like it was a big high paying thing in Dubai with my Kaylee band, and the guy was emailing. Luckily, the guy used to play it in Strathclyde Police, so he knew the crack. But it was the week, so the gig was in Dubai on the Friday, and Guruk, the first contest of the year, was on the Sunday, and we had band practice on the Wednesday, and then we were playing at Guruk on the Sunday, and they were asking us to fly on the Wednesday night to Dubai, and I was like, I can't, I've got band, I have to fly on Thursday. But because the flights to Dubai, like if you go for 3 days, they were like £900 cheaper.
Oh wow.
and they were paying for the flights, obviously. So they were like, oh, can the band go early? Because there's 3 flights to pay for. And the other 2 guys went early, and they had to pay like an extra $900 for me to go a day later because I had I didn't even have like a thing on. I had band practice before Guruk, which was the first contest of the year. Then we got back on the Saturday morning. We did a Kaylee somewhere in Glasgow on the Saturday night, and then I played at Guruk on the Sunday, and it was like the most weird weekend ever.
Dude, like because that time difference is not that drastic, right?
It's like 4 hours, but like yeah, but it was like a weird thing of like they flew. It was like you have to spend 3 days in the country to get the cheap flights. But like I was spending two days and 19 hours or something in the country, and it was like the flight was 900 quid more expensive, but the folk were cool with it because the guy knew, luckily, because if not I would have had to send like a dep or not gone to band,
right?
Basically but like that decision to them is a no-brainer. To like my friends in the band is in the Kaylee band is a no-brainer, because it's like, of course you're going to Dubai to make a lot of money and to play a Kaylee in Dubai and be like, look at me, I'm in Dubai playing a Kaylee.
Right.
And like, of course you're doing that over going to like football training, basically, to them.
Right.
You know,
Everyone at the band hall, like, hey, let's do that MSR one more time.
Yeah, we've done it 7 million times this year. Let's do it one
yeah,
more time.
Literally, let's do that MSR again. And I'm like standing looking at the clock. The boys texting like, where are you sitting on the plane?
Is that exciting, or is that like a fucking mental drag, like flying and the stress of all like trying to get all that within 4 days and all that?
No, that was fun. It was good, but it was because it was only like a 3-hour gig on a Friday night. So I arrived on like Thursday evening, so we had 24 hours before we had the gig, and then I did the gig, and then we finished the gig like midnight and flew out at 7 the next morning or something.
Oh shit! Damn.
But it's not as bad as the time I went to Russia, and on a similar story, I arrived at 4 in the morning local time, did rehearsals, did the concert at 7 at night, and flew home at 7 in the morning.
Oh wow.
because I had to be back for teaching. I couldn't take any more time because like I had the school, and obviously like when you're at school, like your teacher's never off. Like, you know, it's like, oh, sorry, I can't come this week because I'm going to Russia to play a concert. It's like, well, I am going to go to Russia and play a concert, but in the gap between teaching this day and this day.
Right. That always felt bad too, because like when we've had Stuart and Allie Henderson out here to play at our concert. You were supposed to play this past year.
Yeah, sure.
And like I always felt bad, especially Stuart was the first time we brought somebody from Scotland, I believe. Usually it's Canada.
Usually it was Canadian or American.
Yeah, usually. But he was like, yeah, I can come out on like a shit. What did he get here? He got here on like a Friday and he had to go home on a Sunday, and that's a
Yeah, sure.
One, it's like a 10-hour flight, and the time zone changes and all the nonsense. Like,
and us keeping him up drinking,
keeping
until
him
2
drinking,
in the,
yeah,
2 in the
that
morning.
too. But
Yeah.
but he's a trooper, and so is Allie. But but it's like no. I can fly you back on a Monday, Tuesday if you want to hang out in Vegas. This is your chance. You never been. I don't know if you ever been here, whatever. It's like no. I got to teach on Monday. Like that's fucking nonsense. Like there's no. I got to be back.
Like,
I have no choice.
I think I said this. I think I said the same. Like I was like, I'll come and we might stay for like an extra day, but I still got to be back for teaching.
Like that's especially if you work in the schools. It's like crazy. Like god damn, they don't give you guys
It's
vacation.
so it's so mental to be like, oh hey, I'm not going to be there this week because I'm going to America. Like to everyone else, that's just like that's like a holiday, or like like even when winter storm's the same. Like you fly on the Thursday and you have to be back for school on the Monday or the Tuesday or whatever. But
yeah. Well, so is it easier to get like later in the week off because you guys tend like with the people that go to winter storm are usually there Thursday, Friday, whatever. But then everybody like they know it. They set it up. Obviously, you guys have a half day on Sunday. They send everybody home pretty early on Sunday.
Yeah.
So,
but no, I just do it because I only teach in the school 2 days a week, so like I can, or 2.5 days. I can push it. So like I'll go on a Tuesday that week instead of the Thursday. So I've got the liberty of having some flexibility. I don't teach full time because I want to play. Also. Like I literally I teach because I know that'll be my job and that's what I'll get the income from that week, so I don't have to have a gig. But if I do have a gig, then that's what I want to do.
Right, yeah.
That's how I make it happen.
That's brilliant.
Whereas other people, like no way could you teach 5 days a week and also try and be places. And you could, but like you would never then have days off ever.
Right, yeah. Hey, somebody's and I don't know if this is real or if he's just trying to be funny. But now that the recording is over, because we're not recording anymore, what does the Roke really mean? Is it really what it is?
Literally, it is as boring as it sounds.
It sounds like a great word. Like it would be like I don't know, like a word for.
Do you know what? I think it's a bird. Like
is
I
it?
think the tune is about like birds, as in like the Roke is a bird, the Row is a bird, and the wee pickle Tow is a bird. I think.
So can we do the episode title as Roke as fuck?
Roke as fuck, yeah. Roke AF.
I think like Roke as F * K.
Do it.
Yeah.
I don't care. Well, wait, it's my edit. Okay, yeah, sure. Wait, let me write that down.
I'll put it in the show notes.
Perfect. I've got a lot of potential. Who's got the biggest wiener in Inverary? That's a potential title.
It's a long title.
Yeah. Roke AF. Well, there's one more. There's a couple you said. I'll listen to them.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. So
my only job here is to make funnies.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So can we seriously make this shirt a Raw shirt and just do the crossout thing and
100%.
see if it sells? I don't know.
Yeah. If you just remind me tomorrow when I'm not like delirious and slightly intoxicated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Brad wants a Piper. I don't know if he said Chanter Rant Pride or Piper Pride something shirt of some sort.
I don't know, man. Should I make a?
We
Should
have
I
like
make
one
the
gay fan. I don't know if that's gonna really.
Should I make the 8-bit Josh and Brad beat the dojo shirt?
Sure, I think his mom will buy one.
Graphic. I mean, the graphics are already done.
Anything, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't cost us anything to fucking.
The only thing any of this stuff costs us is my time.
Well, that's true, but you got plenty of that these days.
It costs me time to design all this shit.
Well,
never. Let me tell you what. For anyone that's still hanging around in the comment section of the stream, never let anyone know that you're good at graphics or video,
because they will ask you nonstop.
And also never let them know if you have a pickup, because no matter what, you're either going to be helping other people with their fucking graphics, helping other people with their videos, or helping people move.
Oh yeah, for sure. Or tell them you're a piper because they'll like ask you to play for free for everything. Hey, it's only 5 minutes.
Get a Volkswagen fucking GTI, and then no one will ask you for help with shit.
I had somebody ask me just the other day I'm playing hired me for a funeral, and they asked me for like a senior citizens discount. I'm like, I mean, this is just what I do. Like, everybody I play for is a senior citizen.
Yeah.
Like, they're all dead. Like, of course. I mean, I just
how fucking senior are we talking?
Well, I didn't ask her. She sounded pretty old, but it's like
do you want me to offer a dead person discount when I play funerals? Because guess what, every client's fucking deceased.
Yeah, that part's interesting. But
I'll
most
tell you.
people
I'll
don't
tell you
ask
what.
that, but-
Normally, I'd do it for 300, but since you asked for the discount, I'll do it for 275.
Yeah, actually make it higher.
And guess what? If you hadn't asked, I would have done it for 175.
Yeah, that's always fun. The negotiation part of that is always fun. I'm
That's
sure.
it. It's like, why don't you? Counter offer. Go fuck yourself. enjoy pre-recorded taps on a fucking plastic trombone.
She actually brought that. Was it her? I think she did bring this up because she's like, oh, because the last I don't know, maybe somebody else died in her family and they had taps at it was at Boulder at the Veterans Cemetery, and she's like, yeah, and then they don't play it for real, but then the thing broke and they couldn't play it. I'm like, well, I mean, worst case scenario, I can play taps if you need me to. But
It's not great on pipes.
but it works. I mean, it's fucking Amazing Grace essentially, just in slightly different. but yeah, it's funny. I will play taps for the honor guard out there if they ask me to, which is often. They're like, hey man, I'd rather have live music than fucking this shitty.
I'm about to say
fake
the last
trumpet.
one I played, they're like, hey, like if you'd rather have live music than the shitty fake trumpet, learn to play the fucking trumpet. That's not my problem. At the end of the day, for me,
that's
it's
not
just
how it works.
at the end of the day, for me, it's just like, dude, well, can you play taps on pipes? Like, yeah, but it's not taps.
It is. You can make it sound good.
Like it's.
If you're me, you can make it sound good.
Yeah, it's it's taps adjacent.
It's the right notes. I mean, technically,
It's the right notes, but it's like,
A,
dude,
D, F, and high A. It's
yeah,
it's
but
the same
taps
fucking
is
notes as
fucking,
Amazing
but
Grace.
taps is fucking on brass, right? Like that's taps.
true. I mean, it's way more moving on a fucking
Yeah.
bugle for sure.
Yeah, it's on brass. Like
It's meant
yeah,
to be played on a. Yeah,
Can,
for
can
sure.
you, once again, we're back to like, oh, can you do long way to the top? Yeah, but
Well, yeah, but this one's not as.
It's
offensive
not
to
the
me. It still
intention,
works.
right?
It works pretty well. It's just not. I mean, the bugle. What makes that sound good is the fucking timbre or whatever it is of the bugle.
Yeah, it's just not appropriate in my mind. Granted, totally, play whatever the fuck you want, and if you're covering for someone whose shit's fucked up because they, weren't ready for the gig, cool.
Right.
You're being a bro at that point. But yeah, I'm always just like, don't ask me to play fucking non-bagpipe shit on bagpipes.
I slightly disagree on the taps thing, but I know what you're saying. I would do it because I think it sounds good. It works. It's not like fucking
I would just be like, how about going home?
going home works. Sounds
Fucking
good.
superb on the pipes.
Yeah. But again, that's not intended for the pipes, so does that make it bad?
I just think it fits better.
Yeah, I mean, it works. I guess. I don't know. It's okay. I don't know. Ross, what do you think? You're the expert. We're fucking two jackasses in a goddamn room.
I think I would agree with both of you. Like, you do it if it works, and if it doesn't, try and avoid it at all costs.
Right.
Like,
That's what I do.
If there is 9 notes in the melody, by all means. But if there's not, and or maybe even 10, like I would take a high B and just stick on a high A or go down or whatever. But like apart from that, you're kind of like, it's mental that like Old Lang Syne doesn't fit in the pipes. And,
Right.
like,
Yeah. Or like people. Well, one
And
thing
the
I
amount,
won't do
and the
is
amount of times that we get requested All Lang Syne's like, okay, we can play it, but it doesn't really work,
the
right?
low version kind of works.
It's
If you
it's
play
not
it-
it's not
low
quite
A is
like
fine.
it's
Low
not
A.
quite like a square peg round hole, but it's like slightly dull square peg and a round hole.
Yeah.
It's like it's still not quite right.
It's not quite right, but it's
Or like Anchors Away, the fucking Navy tune.
That doesn't work, yeah.
Impossible to adapt.
Or
Every
the-
version
I
I've
think
heard of that
did
was
we not
crap.
did we not have to play that in Virginia?
we did. Well, we did. Of course, they picked the one tune of the 4 or 5 military tunes that does not work on the pipes is the Navy tune, and we played that there. That was the one the pipes. The marching band played every other tune, and then we came in with Anchors Away. I was like, this is awful. Marine Corps hymn works perfectly on the pipes, or even
Marine
the Army
Corps is
tune.
good. K-Song's pretty good.
The Coast Guard tune works pretty well too.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
Coast Guard has their own tune.
yeah,
What is it? Couldn't get into any of the other 3 tunes. Is that the title?
it's actually quite catchy. I like the Coast Guard tune, but yeah, you're right, Ross. But like,
They don't call it the Coast Guard hymn. They just call it the not Army, Marine, Navy hymn because
or Air Force.
yeah, or Air Force.
We couldn't even get into the Air Force hymn. But one I get often is the
It's a cigarette boat shuffle. It's the fucking Coast Guard hymn,
but the American national anthem. I get that request,
dude,
and it does
and it
not
never
work.
works.
It's
Dude,
awful.
fucking like shit that you think would work, like green sleeves, right? Doesn't work.
It kind of sort of does on the small pipes.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. It's like on a normal GHB, like the fucking G's never gonna hit right. The high G.
I've never tried it on the high end pipes, to be honest.
And it's one of those things, like, guys, like, well, I definitely heard it with bagpipes before. I was like, you heard it on like meaty bagpipes, dude. Like,
on what?
like meaty, like
the
sample,
Ellen pipes.
M-I-D-I.
Yeah, Illen pipes maybe. Yeah.
No, 9 times out of 10, it's fucking a keyboard sample.
Well, that's probably.
I'm
true
like,
too.
oh, well, I've heard this on pipes before. I was like, no, you heard it on a fucking meaty bagpipe load on a
MIDI.
keyboard.
MIDI, you're saying? I
Yeah.
thought you're saying meaty. I'm like, meaty?
I'm saying MIDI. You call it MIDI?
MIDI, yeah.
Yeah, I call
But
it
it's like
MIDI as well.
it's a fucking sample on a keyboard. So yeah, they can definitely hit every fucking note on a spectrum. They got 2 octaves.
Just not with drones.
Yeah.
But yeah.
They'll play me clips and I'm like, well, can't you do this? I was like, no, because that's a keyboard.
Yeah, but that's the thing people don't know. Sometimes they just don't. They just hear like a
If
bagpipe
it's fucking Chelsea the Piper, assume it's a keyboard. All right.
Oh, we're gonna go there.
No, we're not. Or dude, the Six have been so incensed about that shit. It's like, guys, stop fucking kicking people while they're down, right? Like,
Oh, she is very down. They went after her big time.
it's
Holy
just like
shit.
it's like that's not even a mercy kill. Like, just stop kicking people while they're down. Lay off.
Like I don't care that they go after her. Like I would love them to shame her into never posting a video ever again.
Yeah, it's
But just don't threaten physical violence because then it looks bad.
Well, and
enough.
the other thing is like, don't like, why are you spending so much time telling other people they suck? Like, just post shit of you doing awesome shit.
No, I think you should shame people, man. Fuck them.
I'm over that. We're past that now. We've evolved.
If I've never see her on YouTube again, it would be too soon. Or
Yeah, it's just like,
fucking
fuck, dude,
the
like,
snake charmer.
rough.
They hurt us. I think, in my opinion, because people will see her and
Well,
ask me to play her. That's fucking coming around the mountain.
Definitely causing more harm than good. I had a great conversation. I was working this catering gig yesterday because I'm such a good bagpiper that I work catering gigs. That's how I make my living. And he's like, I was running with the chef, and he's like, oh, like, so like you can play bagpipes? I was like, yeah. And he's like, are you pretty good? I was like, yeah, like, I like to think I'm pretty good based on region. Like, I'm probably in the top 10 in the state, right?
I hope so. Jesus Christ, it's all fucking service band players.
And he's like, well, like, what about like in the West Coast? I was like, I'd probably say like top 50, probably. Like,
I wouldn't go that far.
You wouldn't say that?
No.
And I'm like, yeah, like, I'm
Some
pretty
good
good.
people on the West Coast.
I was like, I'm pretty good. Like, I play a lot. And he's
think
like,
I'm
oh,
top
like
50 on the West
he's like, oh, you definitely are.
I don't think so.
And he's like, oh, well, like, you like the fucking flames and shit, like the guy with the fucking spike helmet. And I was like, mate, let me tell you something real quick. You don't have to know a lot about bagpipes.
I'm better than him.
I was like, you don't need to know a lot about bagpipes. Here's one rule of thumb: if there's flames shooting out, that person's a shit player. Like,
Guaranteed.
that's all
They're
you need to know.
distracting you from the fact that they're shit. They're trying to distract you.
It's a
Have you seen-
temperature and humidity sensitive instrument, and they're shooting flames out of it. They're probably a shit player. And he's like, well, what about the unicycle guy? I was like, he's a great unicyclist.
He should just stick to that.
He is great at riding a unicycle. He is trash at playing bagpipes. Like,
You were gonna say something, Russ?
I was saying, have you seen the video of me with fire coming out of my pipes?
No.
I did this whiskey commercial it was recently, and there's flames coming out of my bagpipes. I don't know if I'll see it.
you stooped to that level? Come on, Ross.
Is it real or
Absolutely.
was it put in post?
No, I was put in post,
Oh, okay. I'm okay with that.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Special effects. That's the
But-
best.
but I did it with my foot. Where is it? I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, I need to see this because I was not aware of this.
Yeah.
You might have just legitimized bagpipe flames.
if it's done in post.
No way. Oh my god. Wow. What whiskey is that? What was the commercial for?
It's a new whiskey called. I'll send it to Chanter Rant Instagram.
Okay.
It's,
So Ross, I feel like we can definitely blow up your channel more than it currently is, and we can help defeat the mediocrity of YouTube bagpiping. Could you potentially have tits?
Wait, what? Yeah. He's on the edge of it, I think.
If you mini kill
No, I would say I would say another couple of months of lockdown and I'm all over it.
Yeah, like if you dress more sexually provocative, I think that we could definitely get you more promotion. And then we'll just blur out the giant hanging nuts in post. As we add the flames.
Dude, you know those trucks that have the balls?
Ross's fucking editorial notes for the video will be like, more flames, less ball sack.
Dude, you know the balls they put on the back of trucks?
Yeah.
Let's buy a set of those and we'll just like hang it off his kilt. We'll like
I mean, if we did it with you, you won't have to wait that long until yours are hanging that low. Especially the way you abuse that poor ball bag.
You're talking about my ball bag.
Your ball, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I abuse the shit.
It was a cheap shot old joke.
I love when women abuse my ball bag, as we learned in the Kelly episode.
You like the grasping of the ball bag.
Let me make a suggestion for you, Ross. Tell your girlfriend, and if you've never experienced this, I promise you it's amazing. Tell her, like, next time you're banging her from behind, have her grab your balls and hold them, like, incredibly tight. Really firm. Not like, not punch you. I'm not saying punch you in the balls. I'm just saying, like a good massage hold. You know what I mean? Fuck, it's great.
I have differing advice. I have differing advice. I would say, Ross, next time you talk to your girlfriend, tell her she could probably date a doctor.
Thanks.
Or she could she could date a fucking
like
shithead bagpiper that
like electrician.
How pipers ever get girlfriends, I'll never understand. Like professional, like Cameron Drummond has a fucking fiance. He's got a kid. Ross, how you ever? I don't know. I mean, you're a handsome man, but Jesus Christ, you get no ability to provide for a woman.
Wait. So wait a minute, Fusco. Is this why you don't think you're in the top 50 pipers? Because you don't have a hot girlfriend, despite being a full-time bagpiper?
Apparently, Chelsea the Piper thinks I have the thing for her, but I definitely don't. I think that's true. Like, maybe I'm not in the top 50. Like, if I was, Ross won't show us his girlfriend, but look at like Steven. His girlfriend's pretty fucking hot.
Yeah,
Carly or whatever her name is. All right, yeah. Well, what do I got to do, man? What do I got to do? How do I got to start flaming bagpipes and mini kilts, and then I'll get a hot girl? I don't know.
I would argue that piping probably isn't as much of a draw. One, two,
it definitely isn't.
I'm assuming they didn't pull by being like, "Hey, do you know how I did at the winter storm?"
That never works.
Like
that's niche. That's super niche.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they all just got girlfriends and then waited a couple weeks before telling them, "Oh, by the way, I'm a bagpiper. That's what I do."
No, that's what you say.
Do you want to come to this competition in the field in the rain?
Yeah, it's a great time. Yeah,
hey,
honey,
hey,
I'd love that.
Hey, remember that thing you've heard me playing in the spare bedroom for 50 weeks? Do you want
Same tune for
do you want
50
me?
weeks.
Do you want to hear me play it with my friends in the rain?
and by the way, we might not win.
Yeah.
And I will be sad when we don't.
Yeah.
And we're splitting the cost of the hotel, love, just so you know.
I'm just bringing you along to help me pay the fucking fee.
We're splitting the cost of the hotel and well drinks only.
Yeah. Oh my God.
No, the good thing about Glasgow Green is that you can pretty much see it from my flat. Or not really, but like maybe like it's a 20-minute walk or something.
So when we need the background footage for the VR comedy sketch video, we can just have him do it on his cell phone and send it to us.
Ross?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God.
All right, kids, we got to get this thing over with. Ross, we're going to have you back, man, because it's too much fucking fun.
Yeah. No, it's been great. It's good.
Yeah.
And hopefully at some point we'll be able to actually come out and do the thing in Las Vegas.
We got to properly Vegas with you, man, at some point, because you know it's going to be stupid fun.
Yeah. The thing we do whenever we bring somebody here is try to destroy them.
Yeah.
So like Allie Henderson, we lost him on Fremont
we
Street.
We killed Allie. We did not kill Olivia, dude.
No,
she killed us.
Yeah,
she would kill you.
Yeah, she killed us thoroughly.
She drank us on the
He
table.
lost his phone.
Yes.
Ali was saying he lost his phone.
Dude, he was fucking destroyed, and she was just like, "What do you guys got? What else do you got?"
Yeah, she drank us under the fucking table.
She's a champion.
So before we end, like the YouTube, like kind of Patreon. Well, usually it'd be Patreon only, but we're free March. Anything you want to say to the audience there, Ross?
Please buy.
I can't believe you did that, dude. Why would you do that? That's so fucking wrong, man. Oh my god. I'm the one that's gonna have to talk to him. Oh God Almighty.
Oh shit! I couldn't resist.
Alright, it's pretty goddamn funny. Oh my god. I respect him so much. I'm so.
Dude, I love him to death, and I couldn't resist.
I can't. Oh my god. He's gonna. Oh wait.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Chanter Rant
Love you all.
Podcast.
Next week, hot chick.
Oh, well, next week you have to fucking pay. Free March is over, baby.
Free March is over. Pay next week, and hot chick, and she's gonna play guitar and sing.
I'm very excited. All right, later. Love you all.